You're listening to Bowie Baysox Baseball. Our coverage of today's game will start soon. You're listening to Bowie Baysox Baseball. Our coverage of today's game will start soon. You're listening to Bowie Baysox Baseball. Our coverage of today's game will start soon. You're listening to Bowie Baysox Baseball. Our coverage of today's game will start soon. You're listening to Bowie Baysox Baseball. Our coverage of today's game will start soon. You're listening to Bowie Baysox Baseball. Our coverage of today's game will start soon. You're listening to Bowie Baysox Baseball. Our coverage of today's game will start soon. You're listening to Bowie Baysox Baseball. Our coverage of today's game will start soon. You're listening to Bowie Baysox Baseball. Our coverage of today's game will start soon. You're listening to Bowie Baysox Baseball. Our coverage of today's game will start soon. You're listening to Bowie Baysox Baseball. Our coverage of today's game will start soon. You're listening to Bowie Baysox Baseball. Our coverage of today's game will start soon. You're listening to Bowie Baysox Baseball. Our coverage of today's game will start soon. You're listening to Bowie Baysox Baseball. Our coverage of today's game will start soon. You're listening to Bowie Baysox Baseball. Our coverage of today's game will start soon. You're listening to Bowie Baysox Baseball. Our coverage of today's game will start soon. You're listening to Bowie Baysox Baseball. Our coverage of today's game will start soon. You're listening to Bowie Baysox Baseball. Our coverage of today's game will start soon. You're listening to Bowie Baysox Baseball. Our coverage of today's game will start soon. You're listening to Bowie Baysox Baseball. Our coverage of today's game will start soon. You're listening to Bowie Baysox Baseball. Our coverage of today's game will start soon. You're listening to Bowie Baysox Baseball. Our coverage of today's game will start soon. You're listening to Bowie Baysox Baseball. Our coverage of today's game will start soon. You're listening to Bowie Baysox Baseball. Our coverage of today's game will start soon. listening to Bowie Baysox Baseball. Our coverage of today's game will start soon.
Welcome to Bowie Baysox Baseball. It's time now for the DCA Imaging Systems pregame show.
It's the DCA Imaging Systems pregame show from PNG Field in Altoona. We're getting set for Game 4 in this 6-game series between the Altoona Curve and your Bowie Baysox. Glad you're with us. Matt Sabatas with you from the ballpark in Altoona. While the day started out very beautiful, the clouds have come overhead. We're not in any danger of any sort of delay, especially after the delayed start yesterday with the mid-afternoon downpours. But the sun has been covered up for a little bit of the day. It is finally starting to peek out, fortunately, and that should look to a good day as Bowie hopes to start out a new winning streak. The Baysox, boy, did they really show off a lot of that resiliency last night. After falling behind 9-2 after just 2 innings, they were able to rally back, score 9 consecutive runs over the next 5 innings, but were ultimately set aside by a 4-run rally in the bottom of the 8th by the Curve. It's the second time this season that the Baysox have scored more than 10 runs or 10 runs or more specifically, in a game, and still lost. And both times they lost by exactly 1 run. The other time was the 11-10 loss in 11 innings at the hands of the Reading Fightin' Phils about 3 weeks ago. But Bowie's offense is getting the job done. They're doing what they need to do. They've collected at least 10 hits in 5 consecutive games. They just need to keep doing that. Obviously, it's a tough ask to ask a team to get 10-plus hits in every game, but the fact is that Bowie is still making the most of their opportunities, and they're doing good work to try and win games. They've won 4 of these last 5. Hopefully the Baysox can just get a longer outing today from Ryan Watson. The big bugaboo yesterday was Garrett Stallings getting tagged for 8 runs in just a career-low inning and 1/3. As we look ahead to today's game, Bowie comes in with number 47 on the year, an 18-28 record, a 1-game losing streak. The Baysox are 4-6 over their last 10 and 7-13 when playing on the road. Altoona comes in for game number 49 this year. 23-25 mark for the Curve, a 1-game winning streak. They're 6-4 over their last 10 and an even 12-12 when playing in front of the home crowd here at PNG Field. The Curve are in 4th place in the Southwest Division, 5 games back overall from the division-leading Erie Seawolves. Erie is only 1/2 game above 2nd place Akron. The Baysox are 9 games out of 1st place, 6th overall in the 6-team Southwest Division. Next closest team to Bowie is Harrisburg. They're 7.5 games out. Bowie is a game and a half behind the Senators. Bowie and Harrisburg will go toe-to-toe next week at FNB Field. Next closest team to Altoona is Richmond, but Richmond, Akron, and Erie, they're all in a tight heat for those top 3 slots. Altoona is still 3.5 games back of the Squirrels in 3rd place. Your starting pitching matchup for today's game, it'll be Kyle Nicholas versus Ryan Watson, a pair of right-handers going toe-to-toe today. Starting with Watson for Bowie, it's always been that accuracy of his. He's got a 2-1 record with a 3.22 ERA. After that roughed-up day for Stallings, Watson now leads the team with that ERA mark. 36 1/3 innings of work for him this year, 42 strikeouts to only 7 walks allowed. Opponents hitting .219 against him. There's always been just enough deception on his changeup, complemented by his good fastball, to pick up those swings and misses when necessary. That's why he has such a high strikeout-to-walk ratio. And he's always been able to pick up good placement with his other pitches to pick up reasonable contact outs. But there is always 1 point, usually just 1 point, sometimes 1 or 2 points in a game where Watson's location may be a little bit off, or he goes for a placement and it probably wouldn't have been the best decision, as he has given up a home run in 5 consecutive games entering this one. But that was the only run he gave up in his last start against the Erie Seawolves. He only went 4 innings in that outing, however. And as I said, you want to see maybe something a little bit longer from Ryan Watson today. Could use a put-down pitch here or there, or hopefully, if Altoona is getting antsy, maybe some of those quick early contact outs to get him through quick innings. On the other end for the curve, it'll be Kyle Nicholas going for Altoona. He was a trade piece that the Pirates received from Miami this past offseason. That was in the Jacob Stallings deal to the Marlins. He's had a couple of clunkers this year, but overall his numbers are fine. An 0-1 record with a 4.21 ERA, and that number itself is inflated by a career worst day against New Hampshire. I'll give you the numbers on that in a second. He's got 36 and a third innings of work. He struck out 48 batters and walked just 14, but opponents hitting .218 against him, and he's given up 5 home runs. A lot of his numbers inflated on that career worst day against New Hampshire back on April 23rd. He only tossed 2 innings and gave up 9 hits and 8 runs all earned on 4 of his 5 home runs. There's really just not much you can do about that, as Nicholas has just been able to look past it since, work into the 5th inning in 3 of his following 5 starts. So that's what he's going to look for today. He's got a very good mix that Bowie could have trouble with. Fastball that can touch up to 98 miles an hour, and then a curveball, a change, and a slider mix that all hover between the low to mid 80s. They're all in that range, and that can make it really, really difficult to discern which is which if you don't have the keen eye that Bowie has. But it still will be difficult. You can't really slack off on anything, and that's the good thing about Bowie is that offensively they really never slack off. They just need to keep a good eye out for that off-speed stuff. So it'll be Watson versus Nicholas going head-to-head today as we roll on here with the DCA Imaging Systems pregame show. We got a lot more offense talk coming your way in a second as we sit down with hitting coach Brandon Becker to get his thoughts on the team as a whole and how a handful of individuals are doing for Bowie. Jordan Westberg and Gunnar Henderson a part of that mix, as well as J.D. Mundy and Maverick Hanley, who's really been seeing the ball well. We'll get to the starting lineups down the line as well. A couple of notable changes for Bowie, but as we break now, we'll be back in just a little bit and bring you Brandon Becker. We're back after this. You're listening to Baysox Baseball.
Everyone deserves a great smile, and Rad Orthodontics is here to help you, Bowie Baysox fans. Rad Orthodontics accepts most insurance, and whether it's braces or Invisalign aligners, anyone can get the smile they've always wanted with our flexible payment options. With 2 of the country's leading orthodontists right here in the DC area, we love to see Baysox fans smile with confidence. So get that amazing smile you deserve. Visit radsmile.com today and book your free consult. That's radsmile.com for Rad Orthodontics, official smile provider of the Bowie Baysox.
Well, it's a busy day at Prince George's Stadium on Sunday, July 17th. Princesses and Pirates Day at the ballpark. Don your shiniest crown, wear your fanciest slippers or your peg leg and your eye patch as Prince George's Stadium transforms into a fun fairy tale castle and a swashbuckling ballpark. It's also Louie's birthday bash. Many of Louie's mascot friends will be on hand to celebrate what should be just a fantastic day at Prince George's Stadium. That's Sunday, July 17th, so get your tickets now at baysox.com.
From sprains to stitches, sore throats to stomach aches, and pulled muscles to poison ivy, care is around the corner at Patient First. Walk in to see a doctor from 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. every day of the year. X-rays, lab tests, and prescription drugs are on site, and most major insurance plans are accepted. For routine illnesses and injuries, Patient First is here for you. Patient First, the name fits.
Patient First, proud partner of the Bowie Baysox, open 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. every day.
We're back in on the DCA Imaging Systems pregame show, getting set for Game 4 in this series between Bowie and Altoona. Matt Sabat is joined by hitting coach Brandon Becker, and really, just to put it simply, you've got to feel a lot of pride for the way that this offense has been performing the last few days.
Yeah, they've taken care of business, doing the right things. Obviously, they've been taking care of business on and off the field, and it's definitely showing under the lights how competitive they've been and not really giving in any at-bats and doing what they can to help compete and change the scoreboard.
Obviously, a couple of individuals that we do want to focus on. Gunnar Henderson's got multiple hits in his last 3 games right now. What's next for him development-wise? He's obviously been showing a lot of his strengths for a guy at such a young age. What's going to be the next jump for him?
Just continue with his process, continue owning the zone, controlling the zone, making sure that he's getting in good counts. But I think the challenge for him is going to be left-on-left matchups. Obviously, he has a very small sample size this year, but as he continues to grow and be the player that he's capable of being, especially at the higher levels, I think the left-on-left matchups is always going to be a challenge with lefty hitters.
I brought this up with Kyle Moore a couple of times. Do you take a lot of stock in lineup order specifically? And the reason I've brought it up, and I know Kyle doesn't worry too much about it, but Jordan Westberg, he's been an excellent table setter the last few days at the top of the order.
Skipper, that's all Skipper. Obviously, there's conversations behind the scenes, but Skipper does a good job putting together the lineup. And obviously, Westy's been a really good leadoff spot for us, and it's definitely shown over the last couple weeks. But now that's all Skipper's doing, and he's doing a really good job with that.
Again, as we continue here on the DCA Imaging Systems pregame show with hitting coach Brandon Becker, Cesar Prieto getting a good handle of things early on in his AA career. He really seems like he has a great eye for the zone and where to really put his bat. I looked at the numbers; he's only struck out twice since he got up here to AA. Is that something that you've picked up on? Have you noticed that as he's just gone about and done his thing?
Yeah, obviously, very aggressive hitter, very talented. But as far as only striking out twice, he's very aggressive early in the count, and that's good in a lot of ways. But definitely needs a little bit more AA exposure, which he will get. And swing decisions is definitely going to be a testament to his development, and he knows that. So as far as just getting more AA exposure, facing really good veteran arms, and just getting as much exposure under the lights with competitive pitchers is definitely going to be good for him as he progresses throughout the year.
Well, talking about swing decisions, how about J.D. Mundy last night, that first plate appearance where he just went to war with Omar, I think it was Kobos, the first pitcher, but 11 pitches before he singled to left field. That was a heck of an at-bat for Mundy.
Yeah, he's had a couple of bats. He had that at-bat, and then he worked the 3-2 count bat that had the walk, and then which led to, obviously, a bomb for us to put us on the board. So he's done a good job controlling the zone, and that's really our testament to our hitting department as far as this control in the zone is going to lead to good things. So there's not going to be a night, even though we went down early and there was a big stretch between run differential. We came back and we did what we could to get back in the game. So that's really what our guys are all about, is competing 1 through 9. So it's been fun.
And then Davis Tavares came up late. His first 2 hits at the AA level, a 2-run game-tying blast, and then a key double in that 9th inning. Eventually scored the 12th run of the day for Bowie. For just his second game, what are some of your early impressions of him for us to get used to him?
Hits the ball extremely hard. Obviously, he did a good job coming into a situation where with AA exposure, it's obviously very tough baseball, but did a good job coming in, not scared, wanting the challenge day in, day out, and it showed how hard he can hit the ball to all fields. So that's the impressive tool that Davis definitely has.
Now, we obviously have to talk about Maverick Hanley as well. He's been hitting the ball like no one else on this team at the moment. Had just the second 4-hit day from any Baysox player this season. And obviously he gets the day off today because catching is just such a physically demanding position. It's tough to catch 4 out of 5 games as he has. But what's been the key to his success recently? Is there anything that you can pin down, or just the hard worker that he is?
I mean, there's a lot of the hard work he does behind the scenes. He obviously, we had discussions within our hitting coordinators and him and I as far as the little adjustments that he needed to make, whether it was approach-based and stuff like that. So he really owned up to it, and he accepted the challenge and kind of rode with that routine for the last 3 to 4 weeks, and it's definitely showing out on the field. So for him to be able to trust our opinions and really just ride it out for an extended period of time is really just shows the success he's doing on the field. It's awesome because he trusts us, and he's one of the hardest workers on the team, and it's pretty cool to see his success starting to take off.
As we get ready to wrap things up, this is my main go-to question when we're on the road, and I think this is the first time we've chatted for road games this season. You end the night. I know you're a busy fella, and you put in a lot of the work for the coaching staff on both ends when it comes to scouting the pitchers and putting together the reports for these hitters. But when you get a little free time at the end of the night and you're back at the hotel, you put on the TV or the streaming service, what's your go-to show to wrap up the evening?
Oh, go-to show? I guess right now, Stranger Things with Netflix.
That's what everyone's been saying. Morgan McSweeney, he gave me the elevator pitch on it a little bit earlier today, saying I've got 2-3 weeks or something to catch up before part 2 comes out. I've never watched it, I'll admit, but
it's a good show. But it's either a movie or put on Stranger Things right now. Binge watch it.
All right. Well, I appreciate the time, Beck. Thank you so much.
Yeah, no problem.
That's Brandon Becker here on the DCA Imaging Systems pregame show. We'll step aside, be back in a bit. You're listening to Baysox Baseball.
Pest Now is proud to partner with the Bowie Baysox and provide their pest control services. For all your residential and commercial pest control needs, call Pest Now. For general pest control, termite control, mosquito control, and all other pest control services, call Pest Now. You can reach us at 301-231-8300 or visit us online at www.pestnow.com.
Are you interested in beginning or expanding on a career in the pipe fitting, pipe welding, or HVAC service industry? Are you interested in a career path that will set you up for life without experiencing any college debt? If you are interested in these things and you live in the DC area, the Steamfitters UA Local 602 Apprenticeship Program is the best choice for you. For more information about our apprenticeship program and how to apply, please visit steamfitters-602.org. That's steamfitters-602.org.
Hey kids, the Baysox Futures Club is the best way to be a fan of the Baysox, and it's completely free for kids ages 3 through 12. Futures Club members get access to special members-only events, discount ticket offers, and free gifts for just signing up. Parents, head over to Baysox.com to sign up your kids, so don't miss out on all the promotions and giveaways at Prince George's Stadium this season and next. The Baysox Futures Club. Sign up now at Baysox.com.
PNG Field here in Altoona as we continue with the DCA Imaging Systems pregame show. Matt Sabatis with you. Let's go ahead and take a quick look through the starting lineups for both sides. There's not going to be any changes for Altoona in this one, and why should there be? They scored 13 runs last night, including a 9-run second inning. They found their stroke, they went with it, and they don't want to mess up with what's been working so far. There was only one batter in that starting lineup that didn't reach base, and that was Leover Peguero, who hit third. Matt Frazier leads it off, Jared Triolo follows, and then Peguero. He's actually been having a tough series, only 2 for 14. Blake Sable follows, then Matt Gorski and Aaron Shackelford after. Andres Alvarez had the dagger go-ahead 3-run home run in the 8th inning after Bowie had retaken the lead after trailing 9-2 at one point. Alvarez, though, still bats 7th. Brent Sitta bats 8th. He's riding a season-long 7-game hit streak, and Lolo Sanchez will still bat 9th. Baysox do make a couple of changes. 1 through 3 stay the same between Jordan Westberg, Gunnar Henderson, and Hudson Haskin. Henderson is really putting together the best series of them all. He could be making a run for Eastern League Player of the Week at this point. He's picked up 8 hits, 1 homer, 6 runs driven in. After Haskin, it's Adam Hall, then Cody Roberts, who's catching today after Maverick Handley caught 4 of the last 5 games for Bowie. Then Joey Ortiz, J.D. Mundy, Andrew Dashbach is back in the lineup, and Davis Tavares will round it out. He picked up 2 extra base hits yesterday. Hopefully he can get on board a couple of more times today and maybe set something up for Jordan Westberg to drive in as the game progresses. Curve have taken the field, and we're ready to step aside one final time. We've got first pitch and all the play-by-play coming your way in just a bit. You're listening to Baysox Baseball.
At DCA Imaging Systems, we provide a tenured team of office technology professionals ready to be your trusted advisors. From document creation, output devices, scanning and workflow, to document security and storage, we understand people print, not printers. Give DCA Imaging a call, 301-577-1021, or find out more about how we can help you. DCAimaging.com. DCA Imaging Systems, office technology made easy.
Sky Shooter Displays by ZY Pyrotechnics will be lighting up the sky with top-of-the-line fireworks shows following Baysox games all season long. We will give you the best bang for your buck. Sky Shooter Displays include traditional shows, true pyro musicals, custom choreographed plays, and much more. The night sky is truly limitless, so don't be shy. Give ZY a try. Find out more by calling us at 570-328-1361 or visit us online, zypyrotechnics.com.
Fielder's Choice Flex Packs with the Bowie Baysox. The best value to see the best games at Prince George's Stadium. You could save up to 30% on your selected seat from day one and enjoy a number of exclusive member benefits, including flexible exchange options, discounts on suite rentals, special access to the Diamond View restaurant, and a free members collectible at your first home game of the year. Get your pack now by calling 301-464-4865 or heading online to Baysox.com.
It's time for Bowie Baysox baseball. The Baysox are the AA affiliate of the Baltimore Orioles. Coverage of the 2022 Bowie Baysox season is brought to you by Chesapeake Employers Insurance, DCA Imaging Systems, On the Green, Patient First, Royal Farms, Smile Doctors, and ZY Pyrotechnics. And now, live from the ballpark, it's time for Bowie Baysox baseball.
We're ready to go from PNG Field here in Altoona. It's Game 4 of this 6-game series between the Altoona Curve and your Bowie Baysox. Matt Sabat is with you from the ballpark in Altoona, and as Kyle Nicholas warms on the mound for the Curve, the starting lineup for the Baysox that he'll face looks like this. Leading off at third base, you've got Jordan Westberg, followed by Gunnar Henderson at shortstop, batting second. Hudson Askin in center field bats third. Adam Hall, the DH, fourth. Cody Roberts is the catcher today. He bats fifth. Joey Ortiz at second base bats sixth. J.D. Mundy at first base bats seventh. Andrew Dashbach in left field eighth. And Davis Tavares is in right field batting ninth. The Baysox are the AA affiliate of the Baltimore Orioles. They're managed by Kyle Moore, assisted by Brandon Becker, Josh Conway, Tim DeJohn, Billy Facto, and Chandler Geller. Calvin Christensen, video coordinator, Lindsey Birchfield, athletic trainer. Bowie is 18-28 on the season, a one-game losing streak, 4-6 over their last 10, and 7-13 when playing on the road from Prince George's Stadium. Once more, that lineup for Bowie, you've got Westberg, Henderson, Haskin, Hall, Roberts, Ortiz, Mundy, Dashbach, Tavares, all to face off against right-hander Kyle Nicholas on the mound. PNG Field in Altoona, 325 feet down the line to both left and right field, 405 feet to straightaway center, and 385 feet to the alleys in left and right. Righty on righty to start as Nicholas sets at the chin and fires the first pitch home. It's a fastball that just misses high and away. 1-0 to start as we're underway at 6:01 p.m. on a 73-degree, partly cloudy day here in Altoona. The 1-0 to Westberg misses high, a fastball again, and it's quickly 2-0. It was overcast for probably about 2 hours leading up toward first pitch, but the sun has poked through, and there is blue sky above as the entire field is now basked in sunlight. The 2-0 bounced up the third base line. That's a fair ball, picked on the backhand near the ankle by Triolo, sent to first, and it just skips past the glove of Brent Sitta. It might have actually hit off of Jordan Westberg, too, but he's safe. That's the salient point, and the Baysox have a leadoff runner aboard here in the top of the first inning. Could see that going down as a hit simply because of how weakly it was hit and how hard it was up the corner. It is a hit, so Westberg has hits in back-to-back games now, and for the second straight day, he's led off the game with a single. Jordan has hits in 8 of his last 9 now for Bowie. Excellent stretch for the third baseman. Here's Gunnar Henderson. They play him hard to pull. First pitch. Called a strike. Change up on the outer edge, and the count opens up at 0-1. Henderson on the season, a .315 average with a .1037 OPS. That number good for second in the Eastern League. 45 games played for the left-hander, 11 doubles, 2 triples. The 0-1 pitch misses inside, a bit in the dirt, smothered by the catcher Blake Sable, and the count goes even at a ball and a strike. 8 home runs this season for Gunnar, 34 runs driven in, including a big-time go-ahead 2-run home run last night, capping what was at that point a 7-run comeback from a 9-2 deficit. The 2-runner homer made it 11-9 Bowie. The 1-1 swing and a miss, change up low, and the count goes to a ball and 2 strikes. But Henderson is up there in the leaderboards for the Eastern League in multiple categories. .315 average is 6th, .1037 OPS is 2nd, 34 RBIs is 4th. Here's the 1-2. That hit him, got him on the hip. Or Westberg heads off to second base. Did that hit him on the hip? No, it bounced in, and Henderson dodged it. The catcher scampered to get it, so it's just a wild pitch. I really thought that one clipped a little bit off of Henderson, maybe just a tough angle from up here in the press box. But a wild pitch advances Westberg to second base, and it just goes down as a regular ball. Thought that one got him on the hip. It just runs the count to 2-2 instead. Next pitch from Nicholas is swung on and missed high for strike 3. Fastball is the first out of the inning and the first of the game. Let's get to that defensive alignment for Altoona while we've got the time. From left to right in the outfield, you've got Lolo Sanchez, Matt Gorski, and Matt Frazier. Jared Triolo at third base, Leover Peguero at short, Andres Alvarez at second, and Brent Sitta at first. Blake Sable catches behind the dish for Kyle Nicholas on the mound. Here's Hudson Haskin. First pitch home to the right-hander. Misses down, bounces in, count opens up at 1-0. Haskin at .264 average this season, an .829 OPS in 41 games, 8 doubles, no triples, 7 homers, 24 driven in. Not too much wind to speak of here at PNG Field either. Here's the 1-0. Haskin grounds it to the left side, and it boots off the glove of Triolo into left. Westberg can't score because he was held up on that ball hit in front of him. He goes to third base, though. Probably an error on that weakly hit ball, but it is first and third now with still only 1 out for Adam Hall now to the dish. That's an error on Triolo, his 5th this season while playing at third base. And now Adam Hall digs in. Kyle Nicholas, a 6'4", 223-pound, 23-year-old right-hander from Massillon, Ohio. That's not too far away from Akron. As the first pitch comes into the right-hander Hall, it's called a strike on a fastball away. Count opens up at 0-1. Nicholas has made 9 appearances, all starts for the Curve, an 0-1 record with a 4.21 ERA, 36 1/3 innings, 48 strikeouts, 14 walks, 5 homers, the 0-1. Misses down a breaking ball, count evens. Nicholas has opponents hitting at a .218 mark, and 4 of his 5 home runs came in 1 outing. It was a career-worst day against the New Hampshire Fisher Cats back in mid-April. The 1-1 bounced up the middle. This could score the run as it's picked by the second baseman. Saps on the bag, charges and throws to first. It's in time. First base coach Tim DeJohn is arguing on this one as Adam Hall is retired and the inning is over. So we go to the bottom of the first. Altoona coming on up. You're listening to Baysox Baseball.
At Luminous Health, we want you to feel your best. This summer, take the time to catch up on your annual health screenings. Visit us at our Anne Arundel Medical Center, Doctors Community Medical Center, or one of our primary care offices in your neighborhood. At Luminous Health, you are the MVP. Learn more at luminoushealth.org.
When your commercial plumbing project calls for a job done safely and on time, then your job calls for the plumbers of Local 5 Washington, D.C. Local 5 will always deliver the most skilled and well-trained plumbing craftsmen in the DMV. If you're a contractor who needs safe jobs done well, you need the plumbers of Local 5 Washington, D.C. Start your partnership with them today. Visit local5plumbers.org. That's local5plumbers.org.
Bottom of the first inning here at PNG Field. The Bowie Baysox coming up empty in the top half of the frame, and now it's the Altoona Curve to try and get going first. As Ryan Watson warms on the mound for the Baysox, the starting lineup for the Curve that he'll face looks like this. Leading off in right field, it's Matt Frazier, followed by Jared Triolo at third base, batting second. Leover Peguero, the shortstop, third. Blake Sable, the catcher, bats fourth. Matt Gorski in center field, fifth. Aaron Shackelford, the DH, sixth. Andres Alvarez at second base, 7th. Brent Sitta at first base, bats 8th. And Lolo Sanchez in left field, bats 9th. The Curve are the AA affiliate of the Pittsburgh Pirates. They're managed by Kyron Madison, assisted by Drew Bennis, Joe Nunnally, and Blake Butler. Victor Silva is the athletic trainer. Altoona is 23-25 on the season, a 1-game winning streak, 6-4 over their last 10, 12-12 when playing in front of their home crowd here at PNG Field. Again, that lineup briefly. Frazier, Triolo, Peguero, Sable, Gorski, Shackelford, Alvarez, Sitta, Sanchez, all to face off against Ryan Watson. First pitch home to Frazier, grounded to short, picked between the legs by Gunnar Henderson and sent a bit low to first, but dug out by J.D. Mundy, and that's how things get started quickly here in the bottom of the home frame. Defensive alignment for Bowie from left to right in the outfield. You've got Andrew Dashbach, Hudson Haskin, and Davis Tavares. Jordan Westberg at third, Gunnar Henderson at short, Joey Ortiz at second. J.D. Mundy is at first, and Cody Roberts is the catcher behind the dish for Ryan Watson on the mound. Here's Triolo. First pitch home. Right-hander watches high fastball called for strike. 92 on the gun, and it's 0-1. Your umpiring crew for today's game: Tom Chernisky is at third base. Tom Fornarola is the crew chief over at first. Here's the 0-1. Triolo grounds it foul, third base side, quickly 0-2. And then Ja-Young Kim is calling the balls and strikes behind home plate. Ryan Watson, a 6'5", 215-pound, 24-year-old right-hander from Auburn, non-drafted free agent, signed after the short 2020 draft, went to Auburn and has pitched well with Bowie this season. 2-1 record, a 3.22 ERA. The 0-2 skied out toward deep right field. Tavares on the run toward the corner. He looks like he has it squared up and makes the catch mid-stride. 2 away, and now Liover Peguero up. Baysox in their usual road gray jerseys, the block orange Bowie on the front side, black cap, orange brim. White home jerseys for Altoona with the word mark curve on the front side in red. Bases empty, 2 away here in a scoreless bottom of the first. Watson faces off against Peguero and fires the first pitch home. It's a breaking ball called for strike on the outer edge, 0-1. Peguero hitting .307 this season with an .832 OPS in 43 games, but he struggled in this series as the 0-1 is a curveball bounced to short, picked on the run at the knee by Henderson, sent to first. It was high and pulled Mundy off. That's going to be an error on Henderson, his 5th this season at shortstop. As Peguero reaches and extends the inning. Oh, they took that error off of Jared Triolo in the first inning. They've now credited Hudson Haskin with a hit retroactively. Looking up at the scoreboard just now. So Haskin reached on a single to third. Here's Blake Sable. First pitch pieced foul. Back to the screen. Count starts out at 0-1. So that makes it a 6-game on-base streak for Hudson Haskin. That was a funky ball, and there has been a little bit of a dip down from the infield grass to the infield dirt, and it's already caused some troubles for Altoona's infield this series. That's the second time. Here's the 0-1 to Sable. Misses high, a fastball. Count goes even. Sable, a .321 average this year, a .921 OPS in 37 games played, 8 doubles, 2 triples, 5 homers, 25 runs driven in, including 2 in this series. He's 5 for 10. Here's the 1-1. Misses wide. Breaking ball runs the count to 2-1. Watson, 36 1/3 innings of work this year. He struck out 42 and walked only 7. Opponents just hitting at a .219 mark against him. He has given up 6 home runs, though, including 1 in each of his last 5 outings. Here's the 2-1. Curveball, a beauty. Called for strike on the bottom edge of the zone, and the count evens here with runner at first and 2 away. It's a 4-pitch offering for Watson. The curveball is one of his most seldom used breaking pitches. Changeup and slider are the 2 ahead of it. He also features a 4-seamer. Pickoff throw back to first. A little bit of a lob, not too much juice behind it. Runner doesn't slide. Tag isn't even applied. We'll just wait on the 2-2 offering to Blake Sable. Wind starting to pick up a little bit now out toward left center. Runner goes. The 2-2 to the left-hander is up and away for a ball. Throw to second, and they got him. That one on a dime from Cody Roberts behind the dish. Peguero thrown out for just the second time this season. And Watson essentially faces the minimum after Peguero reaches on the error. We're on to the second here at PNG Field. Bowie and Altoona are scoreless. You're listening to Baysox Baseball.
Be sure to get to the ballpark on Friday, June 17th for a jam-packed night of promotions and fun at Prince George's Stadium. It all starts with fireworks presented by DCA Imaging Systems. It's our mother and son night out with special ticket packages available at BaysoxShop.com. And most importantly, it's the Scouts BSA Campout. When you purchase a special ticket, you and your scout can camp out in the outfield at Prince George's Stadium after the game. It all happens on Friday, June 17th, so find out more and get your tickets now at Baysox.com.
If you own or operate a building or facility, or if you're a general contractor that is located or operates in the D.C. area, there is no doubt that it is important for you to have the best trained and most qualified people working for you. Members of Steamfitters UA Local 602 provide the highest level of HVAC, mechanical, and specialty piping services to the various customers we serve. For more information about the services we provide and for a list of companies you can hire, please visit steamfitters-602.org.
A birthday bash with the Baysox is the best time at the ballpark. Bring your friends and family out to celebrate and be the star of the show. Dance on the dugout with Louie, play games in the stadium, introduce a batter in the game, and you'll even get to have the stadium sing for you. Baysox birthday parties, an unforgettable, one-of-a-kind experience at Prince George's Stadium. Book yours by calling 301-464-4880 or at baysox.com.
Advanced Care is around the corner at Patient First. Urgent care that's open 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. every day of the year. Every Patient First does on-site labs, x-rays, and prescription drugs. Patient First, the name fits. On to the second inning here in Altoona, a scoreless game. Cody Roberts leads off for Bowie, the number 5 batter. He watches a first pitch strike on a fastball up and away, 0-1 to start. Well, Nicholas only needed 13 pitches for his scoreless first, worked around a pair of singles. Ryan Watson took it a step further, only 11 pitches for his scoreless first. Next pitch to Roberts misses wide, and the count evens. Cody Roberts, a .250 average this season, a .705 OPS in 26 games played, 5 doubles, no triples, 3 homers, 19 driven in. Here's the 1-1. Curveball, a nice one, hits the bottom edge of the zone for a called strike. It's 1-2. Well, it's a 4-pitch offering for Kyle Nicholas, and he mixes his 3 breaking pitches very well. They all hover around the low to mid-80s, so it can be difficult to pick them up. Here's the 1-2 to Roberts. Fastball misses wide. That one did notch up to 96 miles an hour. That's the fastest we've seen today, and the count evens. But Nicholas can get it up to 98 at points. We'll have to see if he tries that at any point this evening. 2-2. Here's a drive out to left field toward the corner. Sanchez running. He looks up, and it is gone. Cody Roberts says goodbye. His 4th home run of the season is a leadoff solo shot here in the second. Bowie leads once again. It's 1-0. That was a blast by Roberts. 99 off the bat, but 357 feet away from home plate as the Baysox open up to a 1-0 advantage. Here's Joey Ortiz. First pitch, Ortiz watches away for a ball. It's 1-0. That's only the 6th home run given up this season by Kyle Nicholas. And remember what I said in the last inning. 4 of them were isolated into just 2 innings in a start against New Hampshire. Next pitch, Ortiz pops up right side. Fair territory. It's the first baseman, Sitta, who gloves it. And there's one away.
Batting 7th, first baseman, number 22, J.D. Monday.
Here's J.D. Mundy. He'll put the shift on for the left-hander. .232 average for Mundy this season with a .650 OPS. 31 games played with 8 doubles, no triples, 2 homers, 13 driven in. First pitch, Mundy watches curveball miss high, and the count opens up at 1-0. Well, I'm not a big fan of sending out, I shouldn't say I'm not a big fan. I'm not usually just the type to send out messages on air, as the 1-0 to Mundy is lifted foul left side, count evens at 1. But I do want to say, as I've pulled up the video chat briefly, it is my niece, Marin Hip's birthday today. She turns 1 year old, and I've got her on the video chat while she's down in Florida. The 1-1 pitch to Mundy is fouled off left side, and it's 1-2. And I just want to say right now, happy birthday, Marin. I love you very much, little girl. She's having a very great vacation down in Florida right now. Right now, the Baysox are having a pretty good day in Altoona as they lead 1-0. Next pitch to J.D. Mundy, though, is a curveball called for strike on the bottom inside edge. That's the second strikeout for Kyle Nicholas, both the first one looking. Now here's Andrew Dashbach. Righty on righty as Dashbach digs in. And the first pitch home. Fastball called for strike top half. Count opens up at 0-1. Dashbach on the season, a .174 average, .705 OPS in 37 games played, a double, 7 homers, 16 runs driven in. Here's the 0-1. Misses high, a breaking ball. Count goes even at a ball and a strike. Bases empty, 2 away here in the top of the second inning. Bowie taking the lead on a leadoff home run by Cody Roberts. As the 1-1 comes in, Dashbach swings through at a high fastball. Count goes to a ball and 2 strikes now. That's the other thing that Nicholas does very, very well. He places his fastballs with great precision. That's why this could be a fun game between him and Ryan Watson. They each have just excellent location. 1-2 pitch. Dashbach grounds it foul, third base side. We'll stick around and do one more. When I was talking about that heavy mix of breaking balls, you could tell that Nicholas was trying to get the swings and misses in the first inning and just couldn't. Bowie still got such a good eye. As the 1-2 is a fastball that misses up and away. Count goes even at 2 here on Dashbach. And it already looks like Nicholas is trying to compensate. He's been using the fastball a lot more in this inning just because Bowie laid off so much in the first. The 2-2, fastball misses away again, and the count runs full on Dashbach. He still doesn't have a base hit on full counts this season, but he's drawn so many full counts. Did it a ton in the month of April. Led the league, actually. The payoff, down and away, ball 4. And that's what Dashbach has done so well this year, too. The numbers have dipped a little bit, especially since the midway point of May. But that is his 26th walk this season. And I'd say about 24 of them, my estimate there, have been on full counts. He'll run it full, maybe foul off an extra pitch here or there, but run up that pitch count and still get the free pass. That's been the biggest improvement in Andrew Dashbach's game this season. Here's Davis Tavares. First pitch, right-hander fouls it off right side, and the count opens up at 0-1. Tavares, a 2-for-9 mark in his short Double-A career. This is just his 3rd game, and both of his hits came in his last 2 plate appearances at the tail end of last night's game, but they were both very big hits. Here's the 0-1. This one's spoiled foul again, too far ahead of a fastball away. Goes to the right side, and the count quickly to 0-2. But Tavares had a game-tying 2-run home run in the top of the 7th inning, and then had a double in the 9th inning when Bowie was trailing by 2, eventually scored a run. The 0-2 bounces in. Dashbach thought about trying to advance, but it was kept in front by Blake Sable, and Dashbach quickly heel turn, sprinted back to first base. Runner at first, 2 away here in the top of the 2nd inning as Bowie leads 1-0. It was a bit cloudy, maybe muggy for a couple of hours. It's turned into a beautiful early evening here in Altoona. Nicholas fires the 1-2. Tavares thought about it, but pulled back on the curveball low, and the count goes even at 2-2. Nicholas comes out of a bit of a half squat and comes set at the chest, drops to the waist and fires the 2-2. Tavares takes fastball up and in. Count runs full. Well, you could tell Nicholas was bringing out those breaking balls a little bit again, but Tavares has picked up on it quickly. If you heard our conversation with hitting coach Brandon Becker during pregame, he was talking about how some of these new additions to Bowie, they're early attackers. Payoff pitch as Dashbach rolls over. The pitch is bounced over towards second, backhanded by Andres Alvarez, and sent on to first in time. 4-3 putout ends the frame, but not before Bowie jumps on top. Leadoff home run by Cody Roberts, his 4th of the season. We're on to the bottom of the 2nd here in Altoona. Bowie up 1-0. You're listening to Baysox Baseball.
On the Green Incorporated is your lawn care team, providing professional organic-based lawn care programs for residential and commercial lawns. Our lawn care programs provide ballpark quality results. Each service is custom tailored with guaranteed results for even the toughest lawns. On the Green also offers outdoor pest control services. Mosquitoes, ants, ticks, and more. Safely and effectively control insects and enjoy the outdoors this summer with On the Green Incorporated. Go to onthegreeninc.com.
Baysox Youth Baseball Camps are back in 2022, and registration is open now. 3 sessions this summer led by Orioles Hall of Famer and former Rookie of the Year Al Bumbry, along with former Baysox outfielder Stephen Bumbry. Kids will take part in in-depth on-field instruction and go head-to-head in camp-wide games at Prince George's Stadium. All campers get a free Baysox hat and a ticket to a Baysox game of their choice. Space is limited, so head to BaysoxShop.com and reserve your spot at a Baysox Youth Baseball Camp today.
Sky Shooter Displays by ZY Pyrotechnics will be lighting up the sky with top-of-the-line fireworks shows following Baysox games all season long. We will give you the best bang for your buck. Sky Shooter Displays include traditional shows, true pyro musicals, custom choreographed plays, and much more. The night sky is truly limitless, so don't be shy. Give ZY a try. Find out more by calling us at 570-328-1361 or visit us online, zypyrotechnics.com.
Bottom of the second inning here in Altoona as Bowie holds on to a 1-0 advantage. Matt Zabata is with you from PNG Field. Ryan Watson back to work as Blake Sable digs back into the box. He was at the plate when the last inning ended for the Curve. First pitch home to the left-hander, misses inside a fastball. It's 1-0 to start. Sable had run the count full on a pitch out, but on that same pitch out, Leo Peguero tried to steal second base and was caught. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Lefty spoils it foul left side, and the count evens. Give you his numbers against Sable. At the moment, he's leading this team in average. 321 mark with a 921 OPS in 37 games played. 8 doubles, 2 triples, 5 homers, 25 driven in, and he's really hit Bowie well in this series. Here's the 1-1. Popped up third base side, but foul. This one will tail out of play again, and the count to 1-2. Sable has actually kickstarted the rallies, too. He had the single in the bottom of the 8th inning last night that opened up the 4-run frame for the Curve that jumped them back ahead, leading to that heartbreaking loss for Bowie. Had a pinch hit RBI the other day. Next pitch grounded foul, first base side, and the count stays at a ball and 2 strikes. Yeah, he came in as a pinch hitter in the bottom of the 9th inning in Bowie's 5-3 win on Wednesday. Drove in a run, represented a winning run himself at first base. Well, actually, check that, a tying run at first base, and was left stranded. Base is empty, nobody out. The 1-2 from Watson. Bounces in. Curveball registered at 81 there, and the count goes even at 2. I'm going to have to ask, I really wonder why the Skyline roller coaster hasn't been going at all this series. Maybe it's a later in the summer attraction. 2-2 to Sable. Curveball misses high, and the count runs full. Technically the second full count that Ryan Watson has worked to. Again, the pitch out to Sable ran the count full in the first inning, but it was a pitch out. It was used to try and catch the runner stealing, which it did. Watson deals the payoff. Left-hander Sable watches up and away for ball 4. Leadoff walk given up by Watson. That's only the 8th walk he's allowed all season. Now goes on to Matt Gorski. A little bit of shadow pushing on to the Altoona side of foul ground. The rest of the infield, though, all of fair territory, basking in the sunlight for now. As Gorski digs in, first pitch to the right-hander, misses wide, and the count starts out at 1-0. That's 4 consecutive pitches out of the zone for Ryan Watson after starting out ahead on Blake Sable, 1-2. That's the first pitch ball for Watson as well. Well, you include Sable's. He didn't have a first pitch ball in the first inning. Next pitch popped up right side foul. This one will float out of play as the count evens at a ball and a strike. Yeah, that Lakemont Park, they've got the go-karts going. I can see them right now through the roller coaster. But that Skyliner roller coaster, it's been dormant all series. I've seen it going before. Last season it was fully operational. I even took a ride on it, but wonder what the problem is. 1-1, swung on and missed. Change up low, and the count to a ball and 2 strikes. There's still plenty of time for roller coaster talk later. Gorski at 267 average this season, 789 OPS, just his 9th game since being called up from High A Greensboro. 1 homer, 5 runs driven in, the 1-2, down and away, and the count evens. Gorski's home run did come in his Double-A debut, however. So he is settling just a little. But he has drawn 4 walks in this series against only 3 strikeouts. He's been one of the most patient batters. 2-2. Called strike 3. Oh, that was a late ring up on a fastball low. Gorski couldn't believe it. He hovered in the box for just a moment and pretty much rests his chin on his right shoulder while looking back at the umpire. maybe chirping something on his way out, but he departs. That's the first strikeout for Ryan Watson this evening. 43rd this season for the right-hander. And I will admit, if that one did hit the zone, wasn't by much. Well, Watson will take it. No complaints here. Here's Aaron Shackelford. First pitch, runner feigns the takeoff. It's a bunt up the third base line. Coming in by Westberg. He bare hands and can't go anywhere with it. That was perfectly executed because it draws the attention from Cody Roberts and from Ryan Watson. The Baysox batteries have been great at fielding bunts over the past 2 weeks, but if you put a steal attempt on, they're going to pay attention to that, turn their focus there, and then not be able to pounce on the batted ball, or the bunted ball to be more specific. That's a very smart play by Aaron Shackelford. Extends his hitting streak to 4 consecutive games now, and puts tying run in scoring position with 1 away for Andres Alvarez, who had the go-ahead 3-run home run last night. First pitch home to the right-hander is a curveball that misses down and away, 1-0 to open up. .274 average for Alvarez this season, a .1016 OPS in 29 games played, 4 doubles, 2 triples, 9 homers, 21 runs driven in. Little bit on the pull side for the infield, but that's more to try and turn 2. 1-0 pitch. Alvarez pops it up behind home plate. That one touches down just in front of the press level. As the count evens at a ball and a strike. Alvarez only has 3 hits in this series, but he's driven in 5 runs. He's trying to do a little bit more here with first and second and 1 away in the bottom of the second as Bowie leads 1-0. 1-1. Called strike. Fastball hit the bottom edge. Well placed by Watson. Count goes to a ball and 2 strikes now. Still no wind. We're seeing some breezes here and there, but nothing that really looks like it would affect anything. Watson sets behind that right ear, drops down to the waist. Fires the 1-2. Curveball lofted out toward deep left center. Dashbach running, looking for the wall, looking up, and it's over his head. One hops the wall. This could score 1 run, maybe 2, as the runner from first stops at third, but rounding from second is Sable. He's down to score. The game is tied at 1 on Andres Alvarez's 1-out RBI double. These massive alleys here at PNG Field are so hard to navigate. As Alvarez picks up his 5th double of the season, RBI number 22. And now go-ahead run is at third base, insurance run in scoring position, and there's still only 1 out. Whole infield plays in, as they normally do in these scenarios for Bowie. Number 8 batter Brent Sitta, and the first pitch is waved on. A changeup misses away. Count opens at 0-1. Sitta's been a hot hitter too. .243 average with a .745 OPS in 21 games played, but he does have hits in 7 consecutive games. That's a season's high for him. 0-1. Breaking ball bounced to short. Runners a stay put. Picked up by Henderson, sent to first, 2 out. That's what you needed. Sent the curveball down low. Sitta couldn't help but chase after it. You get that weak contact on that breaking pitch. And now Watson, a big opportunity to keep it at just a 1-run inning. Here's Lolo Sanchez. First pitch. Swinging a piece. Fouled off third base side toward the Baysox on deck circle. And the count opens at 0-1. Sanchez, a .257 average with a .742 OPS. 34 games played for the left fielder. 5 doubles, no triples, 2 homers, 15 driven in this year. Second and third with 2 away. Now a 1-1 game. Here's the 0-1. Sanchez watches fastball. Nick the inside corner for a called strike. It's 0-2. Already a lengthy inning, though, for Ryan Watson so far. That was his 21st pitch in this frame. Leadoff walk, then a bunt single, and an RBI double. mixed in with a strikeout and a ground out as the 0-2 comes in. Sanchez watches high fastball. Count to a ball and 2 strikes as Watson couldn't get him to chase. .273 average this season for Sanchez with runners in scoring position. That's a couple of ticks above his overall average. As the 1-2 comes in. Just misses away a changeup. Watson trying to nibble on the edges right now after starting ahead of Sanchez 0-2. That's how he started with Sable. He was ahead a ball and 2 strikes, but then tossed 3 out of the zone while Sable just refused to go after any of them. Sable drew the walk, and now he's scored. The 2-2 to Sanchez. Fouled off right side, a breaking pitch. And the count stays even. That one did hit middle, though, so that could be a good setup pitch for Ryan Watson. Change where you've got his eyes looking and then try to feed him something away again to get him to chase. But if Sanchez lays off, it runs the count full. It's a dangerous situation. The 2-2. Roped to third and picked on the line by Westberg. Oh, he had to spin on that one to keep it in front of him, but Westberg pulled down the 97-mile-an-hour liner to end the inning. Altoona does get one on the board, a one-out RBI double by Andres Alvarez, and as we go to the third here at PNG Field, it's a 1-1 game, Bowie and Altoona. We're back after this. You're listening to Baysox Baseball.
It takes time to get rich, flavorful coffee beans from the lush mountain regions of Colombia and Brazil to Royal Farms. But less than a minute to get yourself a delicious hot cup of the finest and freshest coffee in the world. Because Royal Farms' new Swiss-made coffee machines grind those rich, flavorful coffee beans and brew them one magnificent cup at a time. It's why Royal Farms makes the freshest and best coffee in the world. Real fresh, real fast. Royal Farms.
Get your gear and memorabilia from your favorite Baysox players and future stars of the Baltimore Orioles at the Tackle Box Team Store. Jerseys, hats, autographed bats and balls, all at great prices. Located right at the main gate at Prince George's Stadium and online at BaysoxShop.com, the Tackle Box is the only place to get the best Baysox gear for you and your favorite fan. It's the Tackle Box at Prince George's Stadium and at BaysoxShop.com.
At DCA Imaging Systems, we provide a tenured team of office technology professionals ready to be your trusted advisors. From document creation, output devices, scanning and workflow, to document security and storage, we understand people print, not printers. Give DCA Imaging a call, 301-577-1021, or find out more about how we can help you. DCAimaging.com. DCA Imaging Systems, office technology made easy.
Third inning here in Altoona as Bowie and Altoona are tied at 1. It's the top of the Baysox lineup due up against right-hander Kyle Nicholas, and the first pitch to Jordan Westberg is bounced foul, third base side. Westberg took a hard rip on that one, but it bounced out to a knee. Nothing in one to start. Westberg singled in the first inning as the next pitch is again fouled off third base side. This one a little bit harder as Westberg was earlier on the changeup. Count goes to 0-2 quickly. Nicholas fires the next, and Westberg bounces this one up the middle. A slow roller, and that's booted by Peguero. He's having a tough series. His 11th error at shortstop this season allows Westberg to reach for the second time today. I think Peguero committed an error yesterday as well. Yep, he did. Yeah, he allowed J.D. Mundy to reach in the third inning in yesterday's game. And combined with his tough tests at the plate, Peguero is just having a really rough go of it. He's 2 for 15 in this series. He's now committed 2 errors. Here's Gunnar Henderson. Pickoff throw back to first. Close, but not in time. Westberg slides in safely. He's been picked off twice this season, I believe. Once by the catcher, once by the pitcher. First pitch home to Henderson now is a breaking ball that bounces in. Kept in front by Blake Sable, and the count opens up at 1-0. Henderson struck out swinging in the first inning. If you tuned in for the pregame show, heard our conversation with hitting coach Brandon Becker, he answered a big question that I think a lot of folks have been pondering about, and I'm putting that kindly, it's more yelling about on social media, as the 1-0 to Henderson is driven high and deep but foul left side. This one will get out of play before either fielders even cross the foul line in chase. Count evens at 1. And I asked point blank, I said, well, what's the next step in Gunnar Henderson's development? Because he's proven a lot here at this level, especially at such a young age. And he said he needs probably a little bit more sample size against left-handed pitching. And it's something that I think a lot of us have glossed over, myself included at points, as the 1-1 is called a strike on the low fastball. Count to 1-2. Because Henderson is only hitting 147 against left-handers, 502 OPS, just 1 run driven in. But he's not gotten that many opportunities against them. That's the other thing. Here's the 1-2. Swinging a line shot out toward right field and down for a base hit. Does Westberg try to go to third? He does. It's picked by Frazier, sent to the infield and cut off. Westberg goes first to third on the rip single by Gunnar Henderson. The Baysox have a go-ahead run at third base now with nobody out to open up the third inning. 4-game hit streak for Gunnar after that single. And now on to Hudson Haskin, who already has a single of his own. Yeah, they gave Haskin a single in that first inning after initially ruling it as an error on the third baseman, Jared Triolo. And that did kind of surprise me. It wasn't a hard-hit ball. First pitch to Huddy, misses high. Fastball starts us out at 1-0. Nicholas already up to 45 pitches so far today. He's usually able to get up toward 80. Season's high is 84. That was in his last start against Harrisburg through 5 innings. Here's the 1-0 to Haskin. Misses high again. That time a changeup, though. Count to 2-0. First and third with nobody out here in the top of the third inning of a 1-1 game. Runner at third would be an unearned run. That wouldn't matter to Bowie too much. They just want the lead back. 2-0 pitch to Haskin. Fouled off, back our way. That one hits off of a seat back, probably only about a row or two in front of us. And a handful of kids are going to scramble for that one. Where'd that one go, John Moses? They can't see it over there in the Altoona booth. They both poked their heads out trying to see if they could find it. The 2-1. Haskin drills it out to the right field corner. Frazier running back. He's got it squared. And against the warning track makes the catch, but that gives Jordan Westberg plenty of time. He tags and scores. Bowie has the 2-1 lead. That's the second game in a row Hudson Haskin has a sacrifice fly on his ledger. Bumps him up to 25 runs driven in this season. And again, that's out at Prince George's Stadium. 95 miles an hour up the line and 340 feet away. That would have been a surefire 3-run home run. But the way these corners are built and the way they cut back deeply as soon as you hit the foul line at PNG Field, a lot of balls that would be home runs at Prince George's Stadium are just routine flyouts here as long as you've got a fast outfielder. First pitch to Adam Hall is called a strike. Fastball hits the outside edge. It's 0-1. Henderson, a delayed steal. The pitch home is called a strike in the lower outside corner, and they get Henderson on the throw. It was a rip to second base, and Andres Alvarez just bopped the tag down quickly to eliminate Henderson. He tried to slide around it just a little bit, but didn't do enough. Henderson is thrown out for just the second time this season on his 14th stolen base attempt. 2-4 the way it goes. I'm surprised Bowie hasn't actually tried to take that many from Blake Sable either, because Sable has now only caught 4 of 20. Bowie's been a relatively fast team, so that's just an interesting mark. But it's already quickly 0-2 on Adam Hall, and it's bases empty, 2 outs. Next pitch. That one just misses low, a fastball. A ball and 2 strikes. Hall hit into a double play in the first inning that ended the frame and a potential Bowie rally. The 1-2. Misses wide, a fastball. Oh, fans are groaning about that one, but that's not That is not a pitch to groan about. The last pitch was closer to the zone than this one just was. But now it's a 2-2 count. The pitch home to Hall is knuckled over to the right side and over the leap of Andres Alvarez at second, down for a hit. Hall's got hits in 3 of his last 4 games now with a 2-out single here in the top of the 3rd inning. The frame continues for Bowie as they've now collected, 5 hits on the day? Yeah, that's the 5th hit for the Baysox, keeping that stretch going. This is already the 2nd most hits that Kyle Nicholas has given up in any single game this season. Second only to that career worst day against New Hampshire when he gave up 9 hits and 8 runs all earned in just 2 innings. First pitch to Cody Roberts is lifted up the first base line but foul. Look out in the kids' park there. It touches down just in front of the entrance out past the right field corner. 0-1 to start on Roberts, whose leadoff home run in the 2nd inning opened the scoring today as Bowie now leads 2-1. Here's the 0-1. Watches away, back pick to first, and the throw not received. Little bit off of the glove of Brent Sitta. I don't think he was prepared for that throw. Both he and Adam Hall had to scamper back to pick it. Adam Hall is a stolen base threat, too. He's a perfect 9 for 9. But he has been taking things a little slow over the past week plus. The 1-1. A half swing, but Roberts went around on a changeup low and away. Count goes to a ball and 2 strikes. Nicholas sets. There goes Hall. The 1-2 is popped up foul, right side. This one will get out. Just in front of the second deck, touches down onto the lower bowl, and the count stays on Roberts. But Nicholas is getting up there now. He only needed 13 pitches in the first, about 20 in the second, and now he's up to 57 with 2 outs here in the top of the 3rd. Hall stays put on another 1-2, and it's called strike 3 away on a changeup. Roberts could probably put up a fuss about that one if he wanted to, but Cody Roberts is not that kind of guy. Pitch was definitely a bit wide. Strikeout ends the inning, but Bowie retakes the lead on an unearned run. Jordan Westberg leads off with an error. Scores on a sac fly by Hudson Haskin. We're on to the bottom of the 3rd. Bowie's ahead 2-1. You're listening to Baysox Baseball.
Nitro Circus is back with an all-new tour coming to Prince George's Stadium on Sunday, June 5th. Fueled by new athletes, new tricks, and the craziest contraptions, the Good, Bad, and Rad Tour presented by A-Shock marries the sketchy, scary, and cringe-worthy dangers of big air action sports to the hilarious comedy of Nitro's lunatic daredevils who risk their lives to send it. Bowie, it's going down at Prince George's Stadium on Sunday, June 5th. Tickets as low as $35 are on sale now at Baysox.com.
Most people don't know what a steam fitter is. More importantly, what we do and how much it impacts you. Just take a moment to think about what your world would look like if you didn't have the ability to generate electricity, to have heating or air conditioning, microchip production, internet service, web-based storage, cellular service, and frozen or refrigerated produce. Could you imagine? And these are just some of the things that we impact. Please visit steamfitters-602.org and let's talk about how we can bring value to you.
Make sure you've got your Jedi cloaks ready on Saturday, July 16th for Star Wars Saturday at Prince George's Stadium. Meet dozens of Star Wars characters out at the ballpark, take part in interactive exhibits and lightsaber battles, and you can bid on specialty game-worn jerseys by the Baysox players at the game. It's all sponsored by Taco Bell, and it comes your way on Saturday, July 16th. So get your tickets now for Star Wars Saturday at the ballpark by heading to Baysox.com. Home half of the 3rd inning here in Altoona as Bowie is back ahead 2-1. Matt Frazier leads off for the curve, and the first pitch home from Ryan Watson is a well-placed changeup in the lower outside corner for a strike. It's 0-1. Frazier the leadoff man, followed by Jared Triolo, then Leover Peguero. Next pitch, Frazier rips it over to third on a hard grounder, picked by J.D. Mundy. He waves off Ryan Watson and sprints to first himself for the 3 unassisted. 1 away to start the frame as Jared Triolo steps up. Only 2 hits for Altoona, 5 for Bowie. Curve have just made the most of their contact when it came up. A surprise bunt single by Aaron Shackelford, well executed. Back in that second inning, then an RBI double by Andres Alvarez. Here's Triolo, first pitch, grounded to third. Holding back on it, Westberg, to avoid that tricky infield grass transition. He gloves it and sends to J.D. Mundy for the out. 3 pitches and already 2 outs from Ryan Watson here in the home half of the third inning. Yeah, that's needed for Watson. He threw 25 pitches in the second inning after giving up the leadoff walk to Blake Sable. Then falling behind for a little bit on Matt Gorski before striking him out, and then running it to 2-2 for Lolo Sanchez for a while before Sanchez lined out to end the inning. Here's Liover Peguero, first pitch. Lifted foul, right side. This one will get out of play. Mundy gave chase, but it's on to the lower bowl, probably about 8 rows up. Count starts out at 0-1. What a tough series it's been for Liover Peguero, and you feel for a guy who came in on a 10-game hitting streak. He only has 2 hits in the whole set. Here's the 0-1. Breaking ball, fouled off. Might have hit his foot, but it rolls over toward the Baysox dugout, and the count is already 0-2. Peguero did reach on an error in the first inning. It was a throwing error by Gunnar Henderson. Went a little bit high, and J.D. Mundy had to hop to get it, pulled his foot off the bag, but Peguero was caught stealing to end the frame anyway. And now Watson looks to punch him out. The 0-2 pitch. Bounces in, breaking ball. Count goes to a ball and 2 strikes. Well, I said it pregame. What Bowie needs the most from Ryan Watson right now is a lengthy outing. They had to rely on Griffin McClarty for much longer than they anticipated yesterday. Same from Cameron Bishop. Here's the 1-2. Swing and a miss for strike 3. Got him with a curveball away, and it's a 1-2-3 inning for Ryan Watson. Ended with his second strikeout. On to the 4th here at PNG Field in Altoona. It's Bowie 2, Altoona 1. You're listening to Baysox Baseball.
The best way to take in a Baysox game is with a group outing at Prince George's Stadium. Everything from entertaining clients to birthday parties and even fundraising opportunities for your team, the Baysox offer plenty of options for your group at unbeatable rates with plenty of options on suites, seats, and decks around the ballpark. Your group can eat their fill and have an unforgettable time. Find out more and schedule your group outing by calling 301-464-4880 or going to Baysox.com.
On the Green Incorporated is your lawn care team, providing professional organic-based lawn care programs for residential and commercial lawns. Our lawn care programs provide ballpark quality results. Each service is custom tailored with guaranteed results for even the toughest lawns. On the Green also offers outdoor pest control services. Mosquitoes, ants, ticks, and more. Safely and effectively control insects and enjoy the outdoors this summer with On the Green Incorporated. Go to onthegreeninc.com.
Baseball is a game of specialists. Base stealers, closers, cleanup hitters. Together, they help their team stand out from the rest. Specialists also help set Chesapeake Employers Insurance apart from other workers' compensation insurance companies. Our health services team includes orthopedic surgeons, nurse case managers, a physical therapist, and more, all to get your employee back to work, contain costs, and keep premiums down. That's teamwork. To learn more, connect with your agent or visit Chesapeake Employers at CEIWC.com.
We're on to the 4th inning here in Altoona as Bowie holds on to a 2-1 advantage. Matt Sabatis with you from PNG Field. Kyle Nicholas back to work for the Curve. He faces off against Joey Ortiz, J.D. Mundy, and Andrew Dashbach to start out this frame. First pitch, Ortiz watches fastball called for strike on the inside edge. It's 0-1. That velocity for Nicholas is dipping a little bit. What we were reading was 94 to 96, maybe up to 98 at points, but that last one was at only 93. Next offering is fouled off right side by Ortiz, and it's 0-2. Nicholas already up to 68 pitches after those 2 offerings to Ortiz. 68, 60. He was at 58, fired 2, now he's at 60, so I just combined the 2 numbers. He's at 60. The 0-2 called strike 3 and a fastball low and away. Ortiz saw 3 straight fastballs, watched 2 of them blow by, fouled 1 off, and he's down on strikes. 4th strikeout for Kyle Nicholas. 3 of them have been looking. And now on to J.D. Mundy, who struck out looking himself in the second inning. Little bit of a pull on for the left-hander, and the first pitch is a breaking ball that just misses, I suppose. Probably looks like it should have gone for a called strike. It was on the higher side, but looked like it was in the zone. 1-0 to open on Monday, however. He'll take it. Next pitch. Popped up behind home plate. This one should get out of the stadium as it sails over top of our heads, and the count goes even at a ball and a strike. And Monday had those just so fun plate appearances yesterday as the 1-1 comes up and away. Counts to 2-1. I'm going to remember those for a while because you don't keep track of too many plate appearances, but when you see a guy rattle off an 11-pitch at-bat and win with a single, that one sticks with you sometimes. Next pitch to Monday misses up and away, and the count goes to 3-1. And there's just been so much market improvement from every Baysox player offensively this season. The 3-1. Monday watches inside for ball 4. So he's drawn walks in back-to-back games now. That's his 10th on the season. And the second one given up by Kyle Nicholas. And Nicholas has walked exactly 2 batters now in each of his last 4 starts. He's never walked more than 3 in any of his starts this year. And he has been a pretty high-volume strikeout arm, at least 8 in 2 of his last 3. Here's Andrew Dashbach. He drew a walk his first time up, and the first pitch home is a called strike on a fastball middle down. 0-1. Runner at first, 1 away as Bowie leads 2-1 here in the top of the 4th inning. A beautiful day in Altoona. As the 0-1 comes in, Dashbach bounces it up the middle and through the gap for a base hit. Monday will jog to second and stop there. Dashbach has hits in back-to-back games now in 3 of his last 4 as Bowie continues to cook their 6th hit of the day here with just 1 out in the top of the 4th. Here's Davis Tavares. Righty on righty as Nicholas comes set. Stares back Monday at second. And fires the first in. Curveball misses in. Count starts at 1-0. Tavares grounded out to second. Back in the 4th inning. He's been hitting it on the ground plenty. Didn't do it at all yesterday, but still has a pretty high ground out to fly out ratio. Here's the 1-0. This one popped up right side of the infield. Runners stay put as the infield fly rule is in effect. It's picked by Andres Alvarez, and that's the second out of the inning. Second baseman with the catch, and now back up to the top of the lineup in Jordan Westberg. Well, they've just flipped on the lights here at PNG Field. They're carrying, at best, 2% of the load. Still a very nice sunny day. It's incredible how much the clouds have broken up after we had overcast skies around 5:30, only a half hour before first pitch. Nicholas steps off the back of the rubber before we get going. First pitch home to Westberg. Misses down a fastball. Count starts out at 1-0. Westberg has reached twice, scored once, been to third both times. He singled to third base in the first, got to third and was left stranded, reached on an error in the third, and scored the go-ahead run for Bowie. It was unearned, but Bowie still leads 2-1, the 1-0. A late wave on a curveball down. Westberg realized his mistake as he was halfway through. Can't do much with it, though, as the count goes even at 1. Nicholas sets. Fires the 1-1 to Jordan, and it's another curveball swung on and missed. Had it work the first time, why not try again? And it worked. Count to 1-2. Well, they do have a couple of bodies up in the bullpen for Altoona, but nobody on the mound. Bullpen catcher isn't there, but there are a few folks milling around as Nicholas is up to 73 pitches. The 1-2 to Westberg. That one bounces in. Westberg had no problem laying off of the slider that time. Count goes even at 2. Nicholas sets, looks back Monday at second. The 2-2 to Westberg is swung on and missed for strike 3. Chases on a changeup down and away, and the inning is over. Bowie gets a pair of runners on base with only one out, but a pop out and a strikeout end the threat. 5 Ks for Nicholas so far. Bottom of the fourth coming up. Bowie ahead 2-1. You're listening to Baysox Baseball.
At DCA Imaging Systems, we provide a tenured team of office technology professionals ready to be your trusted advisors. From document creation, output devices, scanning and workflow, to document security and storage, we understand people print, not printers. Give DCA Imaging a call, 301-577-1021, or find out more about how we can help you. DCAimaging.com. DCA Imaging Systems, office technology made easy.
Hey, Baysox fans, if you've got a teacher or educator in your life that's meant a lot to you, or if you're one yourself, then you don't want to miss out on the Baysox Educator Appreciation Week from Tuesday, June 28th to Friday, July 1st. Teachers and educators who show a school ID at the Baysox ticket office will get 2 free tickets to a game of their choice between those days, all sponsored by Educational Systems Federal Credit Union. Again, it's Educator Appreciation Week at Prince George's Stadium, Tuesday, June 28th to Friday, July 1st.
Sky Shooter Displays by ZY Pyrotechnics will be lighting up the sky with top-of-the-line fireworks shows following Baysox games all season long. We will give you the best bang for your buck. Sky Shooter Displays include traditional shows, true pyro musicals, custom choreographed plays, and much more. The night sky is truly limitless, so don't be shy. Give ZY a try. Find out more by calling us at 570-328-1361 or visit us online, zypyrotechnics.com.
Hey fans, Pest Now is a proud sponsor of the Baysox, and they provide pest control services for Prince George's Stadium. That's how you know they're reliable. For your residential and commercial pest control needs, give them a call at 301-231-8300 or online at pestnow.com. Home half of the fourth inning here in Altoona as Bowie leads 2-1. Ryan Watson back to work, faces off against 4, 5, and 6 in the lineup. Blake Sable, the left-hander, leads. First pitch, lifted foul left side, out of play, 0-1. After Sable, it's Matt Gorski, then Aaron Shackelford, as Watson comes off of his first perfect inning. He faced the minimum in the first, but did allow a base runner on an error. He picked up 2 groundouts and a strikeout in the third. Next pitch home is a fastball that misses high to Sable, and the count goes even at a ball and a strike. And here's the 1-1. Sable fouls it off again left side, having a tough time with those changeups. Count to a ball and 2 strikes now. It was just a 7-pitch third inning for Ryan Watson. Something the Baysox were a bit desperate for right now, especially after Garrett Stallings only went an inning and a third yesterday in his start. The 1-2, Sable pokes this one up the line at third, but it will touch down just foul, barely. That one probably only by about 2 feet, 3 feet at the most. The way it hit off of the bat, you thought that maybe it could just keep slicing and slicing, but no, it just kind of hung up straight the entire time through. Count stays at a ball and 2 strikes, however. As Bowie leads 2-1 here in the bottom of the fourth inning, trying to get back into the winning track after seeing their 4-game winning streak come to a close last night. The 1-2 to Blake Sable. Fouled off again. Boy, he just keeps sending it the other way. As this battle continues now, it'll see a 6th pitch. Sable isn't really the kind of guy that goes in any primary direction either. They do have the shift put on for him, but he only pulls it about 32% of the time, hits it up the middle most often at 36%. The 1-2 swung on and missed for strike 3. Got him with a changeup down. Watson realized that Sable was getting a little bit antsy and swing happy at the plate there. Fed him something so low he had no opportunity to contact, and that's the 3rd strikeout for Ryan Watson. In steps right-hander Matt Gorski. First pitch home. Gorski slaps a curveball foul right side. Count opens up at 0-1. Strikeout looking for the right-hander back in the second inning, as Watson has to stop and tie his shoe on the mound. Shadow's starting to push into the field of play right now. It's pretty much isolated to the space between the mound and home plate. That's it, the 0-1. Late swing, poked foul back to the screen. That time on a changeup away, and the count 0-2. There is a little bit in the right field corner. They did unveil a video board in right field before the start of this season. The video board had been installed, but it wasn't used last year. As the 0-2 to Gorski comes in, and it's in there for strike 3. Got him with a fastball, just perfectly placed on the outside edge. Back-to-back punch-outs for Watson to start the 4th. He's got 3 straight, stretching back to the 3rd. That's his 4th on the day. 2nd backwards. Both backwards Ks have been against Gorski. Here's Aaron Shackelford. First pitch, swings through it, high fastball, count opens at 0-1. Gunnar Henderson was playing inside the baseline at 3rd after Shackelford surprised his bunt single back in the 2nd inning. With the 0-1 on its way. Misses inside a fastball, count evens. But that bunt single was more of a well-planned bunt and run. It was really aided by the fact that Blake Sable at first started to steal, and that drew the attention of the battery. Next pitch to Shackelford misses inside, and the count goes to 2-1. When you take off like that, the catcher will change his eyesight just a little bit to try and find the fielder at second, and he doesn't notice the bunt maybe as fast. The 2-1 grounded up the line to first, picked on 2 bounces by J.D. Mundy, sprints over to the bag, and keeps his sprint going to the dugout as the inning is over. 3 up, 3 down inning once again for Ryan Watson. He's retired 8 in a row. We're on to the 5th here at PNG Field in Altoona. Baysox lead 2-1. You're listening to Baysox Baseball.
If you're working in the Washington, D.C. metropolitan area as a pipe fitter, pipe welder, or HVAC service technician, and you're interested in a better life, a better means to provide for yourself and your family, a way to make sure that you're earning the highest wages and the best benefits in our industry. Visit our website at steamfitters-602.org. That's steamfitters-602.org. And let's talk about what we can do to help change your life.
Hey, coffee lovers. Know where you'll find the world's freshest cup of coffee? Right here at Royal Farms. Because with our new brewing system, it takes less than a minute to go from selecting the kind of coffee you want to this. The freshest, most flavorful cup of coffee you can buy is at Royal Farms. So try one. It'll be love at first sip because it's the freshest coffee in the world. Real fresh, real fast, Royal Farms.
Hey kids, the Baysox Futures Club is the best way to be a fan of the Baysox, and it's completely free for kids ages 3 through 12. Futures Club members get access to special members-only events, discount ticket offers, and free gifts for just signing up. Parents, head over to Baysox.com to sign up your kids, so don't miss out on all the promotions and giveaways at Prince George's Stadium this season and next. The Baysox Futures Club. Sign up now at Baysox.com.
Already on to the 5th inning here in Altoona. A 2-1 Bowie lead. It'll be Gunnar Henderson to lead things off for the Baysox here as we open up the top of the 5th. Kyle Nicholas continues to deal on the mound, surprising me a little bit as he fires the first pitch home to Henderson for a called strike on the bottom edge of the zone. Nicholas is already approaching 80 pitches. Altoona doesn't even have anyone in their bullpen at this point. As the 0-1 to Henderson is inside for a ball, 1-1. I guess no qualms at the moment for a third trip through the order for the right-hander. As Henderson is 1 for 2 on the day, single to right field in the 3rd, but was caught stealing second base, the 1-1. Misses just outside, a curveball. Count goes to 2 balls and a strike. It was 75 pitches at the end of the 4th inning for Nicholas. He fires the 2-1, and Henderson watches a late called strike on a changeup away. Count evens at 2 here with bases empty and nobody out. 2-1 lead for Bowie here in the top of the 5th. Next offering from Nicholas. Swung on and missed on a curveball down. Henderson is retired on strikes for the 2nd time today. 6th overall for Kyle Nicholas. This is really one of the first times in a while that the Baysox have really run into strikeout trouble from an opposing starter. Who's back through some of the latest numbers. See, the last time that the Baysox struck out at least 6 times against a starting pitcher was May 26th. Here's Hudson Haskin. First pitch misses away. Count starts out at 1-0. And that was just a disastrous day for Bowie all around. That was the 17-1 game against Erie. Here's the 1-0 to Haskin. Bounces in. Count goes to 2-0. Haskin 1 for 1, singled in the first, had a sac fly in the third to put Bowie ahead. But it is already 82 pitches for Kyle Nicholas. Season high is 84. 2-0, up and in, 3-0. Haskin has reached safely in 6 consecutive games now. After that single in the first, he has RBIs in back-to-back games. As the 3-0 comes in, and he ropes it up the third base line, but it's foul. He turned on that one well. 99 miles an hour off the bat, but just a little bit too early on the fastball inside. But you can tell that Nicholas is getting tired. That fastball only logged at 90 miles an hour. Runs the count to 3-1. Still no action in the bullpen either. Yeah, Nicholas is done. The athletic trainer's coming out. Kyron Madison is gesturing wildly to the bullpen, saying, get somebody up, get somebody moving. Pitching coach Drew Bennis is out as well. And there's going to be a conference on the mound. You throw a 90-mile-an-hour fastball like that after sitting 94 minimum for most of the day, there's definitely something wrong, and Nicholas realized it as soon as that pitch came through. But they'll get a right-hander up and tossing in the bullpen for Altoona. But it will be a little bit. I'm really surprised it took them this long to even get someone up. And it had to come out in such a dire circumstance in which Nicholas is departing with hopefully what's not an injury, but just exhaustion, hitting his limit, because this has to be around his limit. It's a season's high tying 84 pitches for the right-hander. And this is just what Bowie always does. They just run starting pitchers into the ground by drawing out at-bats, drawing out plate appearances, and winding up with base hits and walks. So it will be a right-hander coming in. There will be some extended warm-up time because they didn't get him going until the manager, the pitching coach, and the athletic trainer, Victor Silva, all came out. But they will get a righty warming on the official mound now that it's obviously been cleared. So Brad Case will take over. He's made 6 appearances this year. We'll give you some more of his numbers in a little bit. And before we take a quick break, let's give you a word from our folks at On the Green. On the Green Incorporated is celebrating 25 years of providing custom lawn care and pest control programs. Guaranteed results for residential and commercial lawns. They can turn your sandlot into lush greens resembling Prince George's Stadium. Mention this ad that you heard it on the Baysox broadcast, and you can receive a discount on your first lawn care or pest control service. Enjoy the outdoors this summer with On the Green Incorporated by going to onthegreeninc.com or calling 410-695-0444. So an emergency pitching change here in Altoona as Kyle Nicholas departs with an apparent injury. We'll step aside and tell you more about Brad Case in just a little bit. Bowie leads 2-1 here in the top of the 5th. You're listening to Baysox Baseball.
Hey Baysox fans, On the Green Inc. is a proud sponsor of the Baysox and is celebrating 25 years of providing custom lawn care and pest control programs with guaranteed results for residential and commercial lawns. Mention this ad and receive a discount on your first lawn care or pest control service. Enjoy the outdoors this summer with On the Green Inc. Visit our website at onthegreeninc.com or call 410-695-0444. Let's go Baysox and On the Green Inc., your lawn care team.
The best way to take in a Baysox game is with a group outing at Prince George's Stadium. Everything from entertaining clients to birthday parties and even fundraising opportunities for your team, the Baysox offer plenty of options for your group at unbeatable rates with plenty of options on suites, seats, and decks around the ballpark. Your group can eat their fill and have an unforgettable time. Find out more and schedule your group outing by calling 301-464-4880 or going to Baysox.com.
Back to PNG Field in Altoona as the Curve have finished with their pitching change. Brad Case took his additional warm-up tosses after being called on last second. He'll enter with a 3-1 count against Hudson Haskin, and the base is empty with 1 out here in the top of the 5th. First pitch to Haskin from Case is called a strike on a low fastball. Haskin heads back into the box after taking a couple of steps across home plate. He was already taking off his batting gloves, though, so he has to readjust them. He steps back in as the count runs full. As Case comes set, works first base side of the rubber. And fires the payoff to Huddy. It's driven out towards shallow left and down for a base hit, kept in front by Lolo Sanchez. But it's a two-hit day for Hudson Haskin. And I'll be honest, I am always shaky when it comes to the rules in these scenarios, whether that hit is charged to Brad Case or if it's charged to Nicholas. So we'll just sit around and wait for the official confirmation, because that is the 7th hit given up by Altoona pitching today, regardless. As Adam Hall digs in. First pitch home. Hall watches fastball miss away, and the count starts out at 1-0. Hall singled to right field in the 3rd inning. Hit into a double play in the 1st, though, that ended the frame. So that hit is charged to Case, so it does mean Kyle Nicholas's line is closed. If he did walk Haskin, that probably would have been Nicholas's runner. Here's a grounder to second, probably another double play. Sidearm by Alvarez to Peguero, and on to Sitta in time for the 4-6-3. So the inning quickly over after Haskin does work around the pitching change with a single, but Adam Hall grounds into his 2nd double play of the game and 3rd of the season. We're halfway home here in Altoona. Bowie still leads, though, 2-1. You're listening to Baysox Baseball. Well, it's a special Baysox Live happy hour on Thursday, July 14th at Prince George's Stadium. Along with the usual live music and beer specials from 5 to 6:30, it's also Margaritaville night out at the ballpark. Get your flip-flops, salt shakers, and Hawaiian t-shirts ready to celebrate cruise culture with Margaritaville night, sponsored by Bud Light. That's Thursday, July 14th at Prince George's Stadium, so get your tickets now at Baysox.com.
Fielder's Choice Flex Packs with the Bowie Baysox. The best value to see the best games at Prince George's Stadium. You could save up to 30% on your selected seat from day one and enjoy a number of exclusive member benefits, including flexible exchange options, discounts on suite rentals, special access to the Diamond View restaurant, and a free members collectible at your first home game of the year. Get your pack now by calling 301-464-4865 or heading online to Baysox.com.
Baseball is a game of specialists. Base stealers, closers, cleanup hitters. Together, they help their team stand out from the rest. Specialists also help set Chesapeake Employers Insurance apart from other workers' compensation insurance companies. Our health services team includes orthopedic surgeons, nurse case managers, a physical therapist, and more, all to get your employee back to work, contain costs, and keep premiums down. That's teamwork. To learn more, connect with your agent or visit Chesapeake Employers at CEIWC.com.
Home half the 5th inning here in Altoona, a 1-run game as Bowie leads 2-1. Ryan Watson gets back to work. He's retired 8 consecutive batters, struck out 3 in the mix, 4 total. He faces off against Andres Alvarez to start this frame. First pitch, called a strike. Curveball hits the outside edge. It's 0-1. Alvarez had the RBI double in the 2nd inning that tied the game at 1 at the moment. Bowie has since taken the lead. As the 0-1 pitch comes into Alvarez, and it's roped up the line at 3rd. This one will touch down for an extra base hit. One hops and gets over the wall. Automatic double for Andres Alvarez, his 2nd of the day, 6th of the season. And the tying run is instantly in scoring position for Altoona here in the bottom of the 5th. And now Brent Sitta. So the line is final on Kyle Nicholas. Starter who left midway through an at-bat in the 5th inning with an apparent injury, finished 4 1/3 innings, gave up 6 hits and 2 runs, 1 was earned. He struck out 6 and walked 2. The earned run was a solo home run by Cody Roberts. Sitta grounded out to short his first time up in the first pitch here, nearly got him. Is the home plate umpire saying it did? Yes, now he says it did. The fastball was up and in, probably got him around the elbow. That's my best estimate. But it's a hit by pitch, and it puts Sitta at first base. Could be helpful, though, as Lolo Sanchez digs in. Opens up the opportunity for a force at third or a double play. But Sanchez not a big ground ball hitter. 34 games played this season. He's got a ground ball to fly ball ratio of only 0.6. What that tells you, that means he puts it into the air almost twice as often. He hasn't hit into a double play all season. He lined out to third his first time up. First pitch home from Watson. He squares, pulls back, and it's a breaking ball low. Count opens up at 1-0. Well, Altoona has been trying for the bunt a little more often. They showed the look for it over the first 3 games, but hadn't really had any success, and then Aaron Shackelford surprised that bunt single in the second inning that did eventually turn into a run. 1-0, the bunt laid down again, this time in front of home. It's picked up by Roberts and sent to first. The sacrifice is successful. Alvarez to third, rather. Sitta to second. Sacrifice goes 2-3. And now back to the top of the lineup in Matt Frazier. Watson was in a similar scenario in the second inning with runners at second and third and only 1 out, and he still got out of that. The whole infield plays in against the lefty Frazier. First pitch. Frazier pops it foul, third base side and out of play, 0-1. Yeah, so that second inning opened with a Blake Sable walk. Matt Gorski struck out looking. Then Aaron Shackelford laid down that bunt while Sable was taking off for second base. So the battery was prepared for the stolen base. They weren't prepared for the bunt, and Shackelford got to first on the single. The 0-1 pitch. This is high, a fastball. Count evens on Frazier, who's 0 for 2. After that bunt single by Shackelford, Andres Alvarez had an RBI double. That put Shackelford to third, so it was second and third with 1 out. Brent Sitta had a slow grounder to short, and then Lolo Sanchez lined out to third. That's how that second inning went. As Bowie leads 2-1 here in the bottom of the fifth now, the 1-1. Frazier grounds it foul, first base side. Went chasing on the inside curveball, and the count to 1-2. And Watson's been a good architect of the weak contact this season, and especially in this game. Really, the only well-struck balls are the 2 doubles by Alvarez and that line drive to third by Lolo Sanchez. That's it. The 1-2 to Frazier. Knuckled foul, third base side and out. Watson is continually feeding him inside. Last pitch, the curveball, and the one there, a fastball, as the count stays at 1-2 strikes. Frazier has never been ahead in the count in this game. Grounded out on the first pitch in the first, and then on an 0-1 pitch in the third. Now another 1-2. Popped up, left side of the infield, backing up into the sun. Westberg, called off by Henderson. He makes the catch. Good read by the shortstop, especially since Westberg had to cross over from the shade into the sun. That is always difficult. Henderson was in the sun the whole time. The shade kind of cuts off just a little bit behind Westberg and pretty much splits down the 5.5 hole. So Henderson just had a better look on it the entire time as he was always in the sun. So the infield can play at a regular depth now as Jared Triolo steps in with second and third and now 2 outs. First pitch, right-hander fouls it off, third base side. Count opens at 0-1. That's 67 pitches for Ryan Watson so far this evening. Bowie is content with him continuing to deal. Most he's thrown in an outing this year is 84. And that was in his second start of the year when he gave up 5 runs and 7 hits to Harrisburg. A game that Bowie actually kept close. They only lost 6-5. Oh, 0-1 the count on Triolo, who's 0 for 2. Pitch home. In there, called strike on a fastball upper outside corner. It's 0-2. Second and third after the automatic double and the hit by pitch, then the sacrifice bunt to open the frame. Watson trying to keep it scoreless. The 0-2 to Triolo. This is down. Couldn't get him to go after the curve. Haven't really seen too many swings and misses on that curveball from Watson. The changeup really seems to be drawing those waves. But he's still ahead right now at a ball and 2 strikes. Next offering. Just misses low, went with the change there. It was a bit closer to the zone, but Triolo still picked it up. Count evens at 2. Watson sets behind his right ear and drops to the waist. The 2-2 pitch. Misses away, another curve, and the count fills. This is only the second full count that Watson has worked to today after he walked Blake Sable to open the second inning. Sable eventually scored what's Altoona's only run so far as Bowie leads 2-1. The payoff to Triolo. Popped up, left side, out toward shallow left. Henderson backing up, called off by Dashbach, and he makes a late charge in to finally scoop it at the shoulder. A tense inning averted by Ryan Watson. After a leadoff double and a hit-by pitch, he strands both runners in scoring position and sends us on to the 6th. We're back to PNG Field after this. Bowie leads 2-1. You're listening to Baysox Baseball.
Pest Now is proud to partner with the Bowie Baysox and provide their pest control services. For all your residential and commercial pest control needs, call Pest Now. For general pest control, termite control, mosquito control, and all other pest control services, call Pest Now. You can reach us at 301-231-8300 or visit us online at www.pestnow.com.
It's not baseball season without fireworks, and you can always count on the biggest and best at Prince George's Stadium. There's no better way to cap off a fun evening at the ballpark than a spectacular fireworks show. And the Baysox have got you covered this season with 16 different shows to choose from. So get your tickets now at Baysox.com. Only 2 chances to catch fireworks in June on the 17th and 18th against the Binghamton Rumble Ponies. Hope to see you there.
Sky Shooter Displays by ZY Pyrotechnics will be lighting up the sky with top-of-the-line fireworks shows following Baysox games all season long. We will give you the best bang for your buck. Sky Shooter Displays include traditional shows, true pyro musicals, custom choreographed plays, and much more. The night sky is truly limitless, so don't be shy. Give ZY a try. Find out more by calling us at 570-328-1361 or visit us online, zypyrotechnics.com.
On to the 6th inning here in Altoona after the Baysox avert a game-tying play in the 5th. It's still 2-1 Bowie thanks to some great work on the mound by Ryan Watson. Brad Case continues in relief for Altoona and fires the first pitch home to Cody Roberts. It's swung on and missed inside, 0-1 to open. Watson gave up a double and a hit-by pitch to open the 5th. A sac bunt pushed them both into scoring position, but he got an infield pop-out and a fly-out to left to strand both runners. Next pitch to Roberts is waved at away, and the count 0-2. Case continues after coming in a last-second relief call of Kyle Nicholas. Nicholas clearly tweaked something on a fastball that was about 4 miles under his usual, only clocked in at about 90. Finished at 84 pitches in left midway through the top of the 5th. But Case continues and fires the 0-2 to Roberts, and it's poked up the first base line, a fair ball, and booted a bit by Brent Sitta. He can't recover it. Case was not covering the bag either, so Roberts beats it out. See if that goes down as an error or a base hit. Looks like it's going down as a hit, as Sitta really had to range far outside of his wheelhouse to find that one. And he was at a bad angle when the ball did actually get to his glove. So I can understand the reasoning behind that. But Roberts picks up his second hit of the day, the 8th overall for Bowie's offense. And now Joey Ortiz steps into the box. First pitch, Ortiz watches a curveball from Case, called for strike on the outside edge. It's 0-1. 7th multi-hit game of the season for Roberts. Does not have a 3-hit day yet, though. Here's the 0-1. Ortiz nearly takes that one on the tricep. Count goes even at a ball and a strike. There is a right-hander tossing in the bullpen for Bowie. I think that might be Morgan McSweeney. You know, I had binoculars at the start of this season, and honestly, I have no clue where they are. I got to find those suckers. It'd be very helpful for situations like this sometimes. Pickoff throw back to first. Close, but not in time. Roberts zips in safely. He doesn't have a stolen base attempt this season, so maybe he'll shorten up his lead a little here. 1-1 pitch. Ortiz knuckles it to short, should be 2. Underhanded by Peguero to Alvarez, sent to Sitta in time. 6-4-3 double play, 2 gone. Third double play that Joey Ortiz has hit into today, and the third turned today by Altoona. That's been a big killer of Bowie's rallies as well. Adam Hall has hit into 2 inning-ending double plays. 1 in the first, 1 in the 5th. And now here's J.D. Mundy. Bases empty, 2 away. First pitch to the left-hander, misses wide, and the count 1-0. Didn't get enough time to really properly introduce you to Brad Case when he came in on such an emergency role. 6 appearances for the right-hander. No record with a 4.09 ERA. Next pitch to Mundy is nicked foul. Hits off of the ankle there of the catcher, right ankle. Sable took a lot of weight off of it and hopped outside of the batting circle, but now he's back up and just encircling. Count evens at 1-1. Case, a 6'3", 220-pound right-hander, 17th round selection in 2018 from Rollins College. He's tossed 11 innings this year, struck out 9, walked 5, has allowed 3 home runs. Bowie up 2-1 here in the top of the 6th inning. Bases empty, 2 away, and a 1-1 pitch on its way to Mundy. Misses wide, a fastball. Count goes to 2 balls and a strike. Mundy struck out looking in the 2nd inning and was 1 of 6 that Kyle Nicholas eventually finished with, but then he drew another walk in the 4th. 2-1. This one lined up the third base side and down for a base hit. Rolls all the way toward the corner. Mundy should be able to get to second base easily. As Lolo Sanchez casually picks it up from the warning track. Mundy, with his 9th double of the season, comes here with 2 outs in the 6th. That's where the double play hurts. That's a run lost on the table for Bowie. Now here's Andrew Dashbach. Righty on righty. First pitch home from Case is away, a curveball, 1-0. Dashbach 1 for 1 on the day. Singled in the 4th inning but was left stranded. Walked in the 2nd inning but was left stranded. Hasn't gotten to second base yet. Case opened the year with AAA Indianapolis but had a tough appearance set with them as Dashbach takes a check swing on a fastball up and in. Got a piece toward the handle of the bat, and it rolls back to the warning track. Count goes even at 1 on the foul. The Case went 1-1 in 6 appearances with 9 earned in 8 2/3 innings. Here's the 1-1. Broken bat flare out toward left center, and a hop by Leover Peguero to pull it down from the field. Good round of applause on that one, and a good play ends the inning as Bowie leaves a runner in scoring position. On to the bottom of the 6th as the Baysox lead 2-1. We're back after this. You're listening to Baysox Baseball.
A birthday bash with the Baysox is the best time at the ballpark. Bring your friends and family out to celebrate and be the star of the show. Dance on the dugout with Louie, play games in the stadium, introduce a batter in the game, and you'll even get to have the stadium sing for you. Baysox birthday parties, an unforgettable, one-of-a-kind experience at Prince George's Stadium. Book yours by calling 301-464-4880 or at baysox.com.
Are you interested in beginning or expanding on a career in the pipe fitting, pipe welding, or HVAC service industry? Are you interested in a career path that will set you up for life without experiencing any college debt? If you are interested in these things and you live in the DC area, the Steamfitters UA Local 602 Apprenticeship Program is the best choice for you. For more information about our apprenticeship program and how to apply, please visit steamfitters-602.org. That's steamfitters-602.org.
It takes time to get rich, flavorful coffee beans from the lush mountain regions of Colombia and Brazil to Royal Farms. But less than a minute to get yourself a delicious hot cup of the finest and freshest coffee in the world. Because Royal Farms' new Swiss-made coffee machines grind those rich, flavorful coffee beans and brew them one magnificent cup at a time. It's why Royal Farms makes the freshest and best coffee in the world. Real fresh, real fast. Royal Farms.
Ryan Watson is in line for a win. As he calls it a day, it'd be his third of the season if Bowie can hold on to a 2-1 lead. We move on to the bottom of the sixth here in Altoona as Morgan McSweeney takes over on the mound for the Baysox, their first dip into the bullpen this evening. The line on Ryan Watson is final. He tossed 5 innings and gave up just 3 hits and 1 run. It was earned. He struck out 4 and walked 1. That walk was the biggest blemish because it turned into the only run of the game for Altoona. But Watson still the pitcher of record as Bowie leads, and McSweeney takes over to face off against 3, 4, and 5 in the Altoona lineup, starting with Leover Peguero. Morgan McSweeney, a 6'4", 210-pound right-hander, 17th round selection in 2019 from Wake Forest. 12 appearances this season, his 13th now, leads the team out of the bullpen, 1-2 record with a 4.32 ERA. Starts with the right-hander Peguero and fires the first pitch in. It's a curveball popped up on the infield right side. Ortiz didn't see it at first. He sees it now, and in the baseline, he makes the catch for the first out. So 1 pitch, and McSweeney's off to a good start to the day. On to Blake Sable. McSweeney has tossed 16 2/3 innings this year for Bowie. He's struck out 21 batters, walked 11, has allowed 1 home run. He does have a save with 2 blown saves mixed in. This can be a save opportunity for McSweeney if he goes the distance, but I very much don't expect that, as the first pitch to Blake Sable is called a strike on a changeup middle. It's 0-1. I can see him going a couple of innings, but he's maxed out at 2 this year. As the 0-1 comes in, Sable watches up and away, count evens. Sable walked in the second inning. It's the only walk of the day for Bowie pitching, and it turned into the only run of the day for Altoona. They play Sable hard on the pull side. He's not put it into play yet this afternoon. The 1-1 fouled off back to the screen. Count to a ball and 2 strikes. Sable struck out swinging in the 4th inning. Bases empty, 1 away. McSweeney sets, first base side of the rubber. And fires the 1-2. Inside, did that clip him on the ankle? No, looks like Sable got away from it. He kicked his legs out, and the count goes even at 2. I was in the clubhouse today, and McSweeney caught me as I was just walking through chatting with a couple of the players. He fires the 1-2 to Sable, or rather the 2-2. It misses inside, and the count runs full. I forget what movie they were talking about. They were talking, Top Gun. Yeah, because McSweeney used to have a full beard. He got rid of it and now is just sporting the 80s style mustache because, in his words, because of Top Gun, mustaches are meta. Here's the payoff to Sable. Swing and a miss for strike 3. Spun a curveball inside, and Sable had no chance on that one. That's the first strikeout for Morgan McSweeney, 5th overall for Bowie pitching. 2 gone here in the 6th. Yeah, he's ditched the rest of his beard. He's rocking with just the mustache now, and it led us down to a very quick conversation. He said he hasn't seen the Top Gun movie, but he's already sporting the style. He hasn't seen the new Marvel movie, Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness, as Matt Gorski steps in and watches a first pitch fastball called for strike on the bottom edge. It's 0-1. But he has been binging the new season of Stranger Things. Apparently that's around the entire clubhouse, and I've just never gotten into that show. The 0-1. Half swing, pitch up and away. They appeal, and first base umpire says he didn't go. So Gorski holds back just enough to run the count even at 1. Bases empty, 2 away here in the bottom of the 6th as Bowie leads 2-1. 1-1 to Gorski. Swing and a miss. Chases on a changeup down, and the count to 1-2. Nagorski has that funky little windup. I think I brought it up in the first game of this series. He really cocks that bat back a far ways before he takes a hack at something. The 1-2 poked over to the left side, backhanded by Henderson. A low throw, and he threw it away. That's the second error this game for Henderson, and 6th this season at shortstop. Gorski safe at first, and the inning extends. I'd have to imagine after a day like this, Henderson might get his 3rd day off going into tomorrow's game. If not tomorrow, maybe Sunday. Just to let him reset. Here's Aaron Shackelford, first pitch, a half swing on a high fastball. Home plate umpire says he went around, but, I mean, that pitch was on the zone anyway. He could have just called it a strike. Count opens up at 0-1. Shackelford laid down that bunt single in the 2nd inning. Runner takes off. The 0-1 is called a strike. Throw to second. They got him again. Cody Roberts throws out his 2nd runner, and it's a carbon copy of the 1st inning. 2 quick outs, an error at short, and a caught stealing. Another 2-6 as Roberts has nabbed his 9th stolen base attempt this season. We're on to the 7th here in Altoona. Bowie leads 2-1. You're listening to Baysox Baseball.
Nitro Circus is back with an all-new tour coming to Prince George's Stadium on Sunday, June 5th. Fueled by new athletes, new tricks, and the craziest contraptions, the Good, Bad, and Rad Tour presented by A-Shop marries the sketchy, scary, and cringe-worthy dangers of big air action sports to the hilarious comedy of Nitro's lunatic daredevils who risked their lives to send it. Bowie, it's going down at Prince George's Stadium on Sunday, June 5th. Tickets as low as $35 are on sale now at Baysox.com.
From sprains to stitches, sore throats to stomach aches, and pulled muscles to poison ivy, care is around the corner at Patient First. Walk in to see a doctor from 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. every day of the year. X-rays, lab tests, and prescription drugs are on site, and most major insurance plans are accepted. For routine illnesses and injuries, Patient First is here for you. Patient First, the name fits.
Patient First, proud partner of the Bowie Baysox, open 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. every day.
There's plenty going on at Prince George's Stadium on Saturday, July 30th. It's the Island Luau night at the ballpark as the Baysox battle the Altoona Curve. Live music from the islands, inspirational dance performances, and more. But that's not all. It's also Maryland's worst car show. Do you own a clunker, a piece of junk on wheels? Well, here's your chance to show it off. Again, that's all on Saturday, July 30th. So head to Baysox.com to purchase tickets and find out more about registering for Maryland's worst car show. Hope to see you there. Seventh inning here in Altoona as Bowie still looking to hopefully increase on their 2-1 lead. Matt Sabatis with you as Davis Tavares will lead off the frame for the Baysox. 9-1-2 due up in the order. In the first pitch, a Baltimore chop in front of the mound and picked up at second on a hard throw by Andres Alvarez. From the side, he zips it to first where it's picked on a bounce by Brent Sitta. 4-3 put out on a tough play at second base there for Alvarez. Well executed. And it goes back to the top of the lineup now with Jordan Westberg. Brad Case really working out of the trouble that he's been finding himself in. Came in an unexpected situation with the starting pitcher Kyle Nicholas falling under some sort of injury. Lost a few ticks on his fastball velocity and immediately left as the first pitch to Jordan Westberg misses away for a ball. It's 1-0. So Case had to come in with a 3-1 count on Hudson Haskin. Haskin did single, but Case worked a double play to end the inning. Then gave up 2 hits in the 6th, then got another double play. The 1-0 popped up right side, foul ground, running on its Sitta. On the warning track, braces up against the netting, and it's just over. Only about 2 rows deep as the count evens at 1 on Jordan Westberg. Westy singled to third in the first inning. Made it to second on a wild pitch, then to third on... What did he make to third on? Oh, yeah, the single. I knew he got to third. I just didn't have it notated. That's the fun part about scorekeeping. You got to follow everyone on base just as well as you have to follow the batter. The 1-1. This one popped up on the infield. Much more clean and fair territory as it carries out to center now. Down on it, Gorski, and the center fielder makes the catch. What happened to Gorski that... Oh, yeah, he got caught stealing to end the 6th inning. As he was running down, I said, oh, my goodness, there is so much dirt on that man's jersey. It's like he's wearing some sort of Two-Face jersey from the Batman comics. The entire front side of his jersey is just brown dirt, while the back side is obviously clean and nicely white. Here's Gunnar Henderson, first pitch, swings and misses. Curveball down, and the count opens at 0-1. Gunnar singled to right field in the 3rd inning, but he was caught stealing second base. Around that single, he struck out twice. The 0-1 pitch, inside. Fastball pushes him out of the box ever so slightly, and the count goes even at a ball and a strike. Gunnar has not struck out 3 times in a game since mid-April. As the 1-1 comes in, misses away, fastball runs the count to 2 balls and a strike. Bases empty, 2 away here in the top of the 7th inning. Looks to be Morgan McSweeney will continue his relief work for Bowie when we go into the stretch. Faced the minimum in the 6th inning, thanks to a caught stealing after an error. 2-1 is called a strike on a changeup away. Henderson puts right hand on hip, a little frustrated at that one. Not sure if that was on the call or the fact that he didn't go after the pitch. I'd say 60-40. Here's the 2-2. Up and away, a fastball, and the count fills. Henderson this season, 261 on full counts, but a 1040 OPS. That's just 3 ticks above his season average. He walks almost half the time and only strikes out 20% of the time. The payoff, late swing and a miss. Chased on a changeup away. Case was serving it there for the past 4 pitches, and Henderson is down on strikes. First strikeout for Case ends the 7th. It's a perfect frame for the reliever. And as we stretch here at PNG Field in Altoona, it's Bowie 2, Altoona 1. You're listening to Baysox Baseball.
Get your gear and memorabilia from your favorite Baysox players and future stars of the Baltimore Orioles at the Tackle Box Team Store. Jerseys, hats, autographed bats and balls, all at great prices. Located right at the main gate at Prince George's Stadium and online at BaysoxShop.com, the Tackle Box is the only place to get the best Baysox gear for you and your favorite fan. It's the Tackle Box at Prince George's Stadium and at BaysoxShop.com.
Baseball is a game of specialists. Base stealers, closers, cleanup hitters. Together, they help their team stand out from the rest. Specialists also help set Chesapeake Employers Insurance apart from other workers' compensation insurance companies. Our health services team includes orthopedic surgeons, nurse case managers, a physical therapist, and more, all to get your employee back to work, contain costs, and keep premiums down. That's teamwork. To learn more, connect with your agent or visit Chesapeake Employers at CEIWC.com.
Saturday, July 2nd and Sunday, July 3rd. It's 2 of the largest fireworks shows of the season, all a part of the Baysox Independence Day weekend celebration. On Saturday, it's the post-game spectacular, sponsored by Royal Farms. And on Sunday, it's the Baysox Independence Day celebration with the biggest fireworks show of the season, sponsored by Johns Hopkins Community Physicians. 2 straight days of post-game fireworks at Prince George's Stadium, and you don't want to miss it. So get your tickets now at Baysox.com. Well, it's the most special day of the year at Prince George's Stadium, and it comes your way Friday, July 29th. It's the 23rd Navy Night, presented by Navy Federal Credit Union. Join the United States Naval Academy class of 2026 and take in the Baysox as they face off against the Altoona Curve. It all comes your way on Friday, July 29th, and first pitch is scheduled for 7:05 with some fantastic post-game fireworks. The 23rd Annual Navy Night at Prince George's Stadium. So get your tickets now at Baysox.com.
On the Green Incorporated is your lawn care team, providing professional organic-based lawn care programs for residential and commercial lawns. Our lawn care programs provide ballpark quality results. Each service is custom tailored with guaranteed results for even the toughest lawns. On the Green also offers outdoor pest control services. Mosquitoes, ants, ticks, and more. Safely and effectively control insects and enjoy the outdoors this summer with On the Green Incorporated. Go to onthegreeninc.com.
Well, it's National Donut Day here. So, as you can imagine, while Altoona has an extended 7th inning stretch, they'll play God Bless America as well as take me out to the ball game. I took the opportunity to smash a jelly-filled donut. Enjoy and celebrate the holiday. Why not? As we're on to the bottom of the 7th, got to poke fun at myself for my poor food selections. Bowie leads 2-1, and the first pitch home to Aaron Shackelford is called a strike on a curveball away. Next pitch from McSweeney is a slow poke over to the right side, backhanded at second by Ortiz, and sent off balance to first, but in time. Oh, Ortiz's momentum carried him all the way over toward third base after having to run from essentially, what was that, the 3.5 hole on the right side, but he still made the play look easy. 4-3 put out. That's how the inning starts. Yeah, that was a very good donut, I have to say that much. Put together a good spread here at PNG Field in Altoona. Probably one of the only ones that actually rivals what Bowie does at Prince George's Stadium. Morgan McSweeney down to tie his shoe. Must be an epidemic of that going around. Ryan Watson had to do it earlier in this game. But McSweeney is essentially 4 up, 4 down. As Andres Alvarez digs in, he's been the only thorn in Bowie's side today. First pitch. Breaking ball, called strike in the upper outside corner. Count opens at 0-1. And McSweeney allowed a runner to reach on error in the 6th inning. But Matt Gorski was caught stealing to end the frame. 0-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. Change up inside. And it's 0-2. 2 for 2 day for Alvarez. He accounts for half of the Altoona hits and the only run driven in. Both hits have gone for doubles. He calls for time as he's immediately behind. But McSweeney's, oh boy, he's in cruise mode right now. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Up and in. That fastball missed, and the count goes to a ball and 2 strikes. Here's the 1-2. Swing and a miss. He got him. Little half check on a high fastball, but the home plate umpire didn't even allow an appeal. He just went with it. Second strikeout for Morgan McSweeney, and the first time that a Baysox pitcher has put down Alvarez in 4 plate appearances. I mean, hey, when you consider that double he had in the 2nd inning, I hadn't even noticed that over the span of 6 plate appearances he hit for the cycle. He was only a double shy with his performance yesterday. Here's Brent Sitta. First pitch lifted out toward the right center field gap, and it'll touch down for a base hit. It's nearly a collision between the outfielders before it's picked up by center fielder Haskin, sent back to the infield, but Sitta moves into second standing with a double. That bumps his hit streak up to a season's long 8 games. That's the big problem with this outfield. It's just so expansive that even if you can cut it off in the alley, it's still almost assuredly a double. Same can't necessarily be said when you're roaming the outfield at Prince George's Stadium, but that's definitely the case here, and it's what Altoona has been able to make the most of, especially when they put on 9 runs in the 2nd inning yesterday. Here's Lolo Sanchez. First pitch misses high, and the count starts out at 1-0. So first time in this relief outing that Morgan McSweeney is working with a runner in scoring position. But he just needs 1 quick out to send us on to the 8th. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Fouled off, back behind the screen, a fastball. Count goes even at a ball and a strike. Sanchez lined out hard to third base in the 2nd inning. He laid down a sacrifice bunt in the 5th that eventually did not mean anything. It pushed 2 runners both into scoring position, and they were both left stranded. Time called. Sanchez backs out of the box as McSweeney had come set, but he was looking back runner at second base, so not as much of an issue. As McSweeney sets again. The 1-1. Called strike. Fastball on the outside edge, and the count 1-2. McSweeney's got a very covered stance. By that I mean he's essentially set parallel with the baseline from second to third. The way he's angled, he's practically facing left field. The 1-2, breaking ball bounces in away, kept in front by Cody Roberts, and the count goes even at 2. But that does help him a little bit when it comes to his deception. keeps the ball covered for as long as possible, and that takes away just a few microseconds of time for batters to maybe pick up on a pitch. Runner at second, 2 outs. The 2-2 to Sanchez. Poked in the air on the infield. Right side, Joey Ortiz sees it, he receives it, and the inning is over. 2-out double of no consequence, and as we move to the 8th here in Altoona, it's Bowie 2, Altoona 1. You're listening to Baysox Baseball.
If you own or operate a building or facility, or if you're a general contractor that is located or operates in the D.C. area, there is no doubt that it is important for you to have the best trained and most qualified people working for you. Members of Steamfitters UA Local 602 provide the highest level of HVAC, mechanical, and specialty piping services to the various customers we serve. For more information about the services we provide and for a list of companies you can hire, please visit steamfitters-602.org.
Baysox Youth Baseball Camps are back in 2022, and registration is open now. 3 sessions this summer led by Orioles Hall of Famer and former Rookie of the Year Al Bumbry, along with former Baysox outfielder Stephen Bumbry. Kids will take part in in-depth on-field instruction and go head-to-head in camp-wide games at Prince George's Stadium. All campers get a free Baysox hat and a ticket to a Baysox game of their choice. Space is limited, so head to BaysoxShop.com and reserve your spot at a Baysox Youth Baseball Camp today.
At DCA Imaging Systems, we provide a tenured team of office technology professionals ready to be your trusted advisors. From document creation, output devices, scanning and workflow, to document security and storage, we understand people print, not printers. Give DCA Imaging a call, 301-577-1021, or find out more about how we can help you. DCAimaging.com. DCA Imaging Systems, office technology made easy.
Fans, the Orioles' future is on MILB.TV with every home and away game for the Bowie Baysox this season streamed live. The best way to watch on any device is MILB.TV. Use the promo code BAYSOX in all caps at checkout, and you'll receive $10 off a yearly subscription. MILB.TV. Head there for details. 8th inning action here in Altoona as Bowie still holds on to that slim 2-1 advantage. Hudson Haskin will lead off the frame, and the first pitch is bounced over to third. Picked on a couple of hops by Triolo and sent to first. A little wide of the line, but there. 5-3 put out, and that's how the inning gets started. First time that Hudson Haskin has been put out simply. He had a sacrifice fly in the third that drove in a run. And so far, that is the game-winning RBI. But he grounds out to start this 8th inning. Brad Case continues on the mound. Again, he came in a very tricky situation, and he's really performed admirably. Faces Adam Hall now, as the first pitch in is inside, a curveball, 1-0 to start. Well, Hall can't hit into a double play here, but he has hit into 2 of them already today after only hitting into 1 over his first 23 games of the season. Here's the 1-0. This is down and away. Count goes to 2-0. Well, I just made a rookie mistake in this last commercial break, let me tell you. Went to go try and refill my water bottle and decided, maybe I feel like a Diet Pepsi. 2-0 misses away to Hall, and the count to 3-0. I haven't been the best today, admittedly, but it's still a Diet Pepsi. And then carbonation's already coming back up on me. The 3-0 misses down and away, ball 4. A 4-pitch walk for Hall, and he's aboard for the second time today. That's just the first walk given up by Brad Case, 3rd overall by Altoona pitching. And it's not like I chugged the soda, it just took some sips, but it's all it takes these days. It's a rookie mistake, gotta learn my lesson. Bowie hoping to increase here as they lead 2-1 in the top of the 8th inning. Cody Roberts into the box. Hall takes off on the first pitch. It's a breaking ball called for strike, bottom half. The throw to second is late. Hall steals his 10th base this season. He's successful on all of them. And the Baysox have an insurance run in scoring position with 1 away in the 8th. But again, it was a called strike on Cody Roberts. He just let the breaking ball come in. It was a low changeup, so a good pitch to take off on. Roberts has been seeing the ball well today, as the next pitch is called a strike on the inside edge, another curve, count to 0-2. But Roberts did have a leadoff home run in the 2nd inning. That was his second home run to open an inning this season. He had a single to first base in the 6th as well. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Late swing, poked foul, right side, and the count stays. Case does have some long relief outings on the books this year. His first stint back with Altoona. At the beginning of May, he tossed 3 scoreless innings, earned a save. And he steps off the back of the rubber now as Adam Hall was hesitating back and forth in the baseline. He's being held on by the second baseman, Alvarez. He was probably about 6 feet from the bag toward right field. Now he takes a hesitation step into the bag, but the 0-2 pitch comes into Roberts, and it's lofted to left field for a base hit. Let's see if this scores the run. It dies on the grass as Sanchez picks and fires home, but it's cut off. RBI single for Cody Roberts. His 3rd hit of the day and his 2nd ribby is some big insurance for Bowie. They lead 3-1. That's the 10th hit of the day for the Baysox. 6 consecutive games that Bowie has collected 10 or more hits, tied for the longest streak in the Eastern League this season. And what a critical stolen base it was for Adam Hall as well. Without the stolen base, he would only be at second base right now after that single. Here's Joey Ortiz, first pitch. Called a strike on the bottom edge of the zone, a changeup. Count opens at 0-1. Ortiz hit into a double play in the 6th inning. He's 0 for 3 overall on the day. He's also struck out and popped out to first. 0-1 pitch. This one driven high and deep to right. Frazier running back on it a ways, but these deep outfields will hold in a lot. He makes the catch about 5 feet in front of the warning track for the second out of the frame. Roberts returns to first base, and now it'll be J.D. Mundy. Looks to be Easton Lucas might be taking the 8th and 9th innings for Bowie as a left-hander warms in the pen. There's only 2 lefties in the bullpen. One of them's Cameron Bishop, who threw yesterday, so process of elimination. Here's Mundy, and the first pitch is a called strike outside edge, 0-1. Mundy doubled his last time up in the 6th inning. That'd be helpful now. Here's the next. Curveball just misses. Lower outside corner. Count evens at a ball and a strike. They've got the shift on for Mundy. His double went the other way, though, up the third base line. As the 1-1 comes in, and he shoots it the other way again, but this time it slices foul and out of play. But it is the right strategy to pull Mundy, 43% pull rate. He hits it equally up the middle and the other way, about 29% of the time. Here's the 1-2. Mundy swings and misses on a high fastball, and the inning is over. But Bowie gets a key piece of insurance thanks to some small ball. Adam Hall draws a walk, steals second, and scores on an RBI single by Cody Roberts. We're on to the bottom of the 8th here in Altoona. Bowie leads 3-1. You're listening to Baysox Baseball.
Pest Now is proud to partner with the Bowie Baysox and provide their pest control services. For all your residential and commercial pest control needs, call Pest Now. For general pest control, termite control, mosquito control, and all other pest control services, call Pest Now. You can reach us at 301-231-8300 or visit us online at www.pestnow.com.
The best way to take in a Baysox game is with a group outing at Prince George's Stadium. Everything from entertaining clients to birthday parties and even fundraising opportunities for your team, the Baysox offer plenty of options for your group at unbeatable rates with plenty of options on suites, seats, and decks around the ballpark. Your group can eat their fill and have an unforgettable time. Find out more and schedule your group outing by calling 301-464-4880 or going to Baysox.com.
From bug bites to burns, fevers to flu, and bruises to broken bones, care is around the corner at Patient First. Walk in to see a doctor from 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. every day of the year. X-rays, lab tests, and prescription drugs are on site, and most major insurance plans are accepted. For routine illnesses and injuries, Patient First is here for you. Patient First, the name fits.
Patient First, proud partner of the Bowie Baysox, open 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. every day.
We move on to the bottom of the 8th here in Altoona as the Baysox have jumped up to a 2-run lead. The game was set at 2-1 after the top of the 3rd into the 8th. But Cody Roberts, a critical RBI single, part of his first 3-hit day this season. And now it turns over to a new pitcher out of the Baysox bullpen. Easton Lucas takes over on the mound. Morgan McSweeney's day is done. 2 innings, 1 hit, and no runs for the right-hander. 2 strikeouts, no walks. He's been pitching so well for the Baysox. Extends his scoreless streak to 4 consecutive innings on back-to-back outings. Here's Matt Frazier. First pitch is a breaking ball up and in that sends him out of the box. Frazier squared, but pretty much just ran away as he saw that one coming toward his cranium. Count starts out at 1-0. It's Frazier, Triolo, then Peguero, 1, 2, and 3 in the Altoona lineup. Jordan Westberg played in at third for the potential of a bunt. Next pitch home, he squares again, but pulls back and watches a fastball sail by for a called strike on the lower half, 1-1. So McSweeney earns a hold. Ryan Watson still the pitcher of record for Bowie with 5 innings of 1-run ball. And Easton Lucas takes over, the only other left-hander out of the bullpen after Cameron Bishop tossed yesterday. The 1-1, swing and a miss, waves at a curveball down, and the count 1-2. Easton Lucas, a 6'4", 180-pound left-hander, traded to the Orioles in 2019 from Miami, part of the Jonathan VR deal, the 1-2. Slider misses away, and the count evens at 2. There are a couple of former Miami products on the docket in this series. Today's starter, Kyle Nicholas, if I'm not mistaken, was traded from Miami. The 2-2. Misses just low a fastball, the count fills, and of course, Bowie's starter tomorrow, Antonio Velez, was traded from the Marlins just only about 4 days before the start of the minor league season. The 3-2, swing and a miss, he got him. Fastball on the inside edge sends Frazier down to a knee. And that's a great start to Easton Lucas's relief outing today. First strikeout for him, 7th overall for Bowie pitching. And now on to Jared Triolo. Lefty on righty. And the first pitch in. Triolo watches breaking ball miss low the curve. 1-0 to start. Easton Lucas, 9 appearances for Bowie this year. Doesn't have a record. Has a 5.89 ERA in 18 1/3 innings. Here's the 1-0. Again misses down. This time the fastball, though. Count evens. Or rather, count goes to 2-0. 18 strikeouts in that 18 1/3 for Easton Lucas. 10 walks, 3 homers allowed. Here's the 2-0. Misses low and inside, another fastball, 3-0. Lucas has 1 save opportunity this season, and he blew it. Here's the 3-0 to Triolo. Called a strike. That one hits lower outside corner on a fastball. Count to 3-1. Hitter's count in the next offering is down low for ball 4. The curveball doesn't take. Lucas's curves are just a little bit too much outside for Altoona to even worry about. Really, they haven't gone after any of the curveballs today. They didn't have much of an issue laying off of the ones that Ryan Watson fed them. Morgan McSweeney doesn't even have a curveball. And Lucas is trying to pick up a lot of them right now, and it just hasn't been working early on. We'll see if he compensates as Leover Peguero digs in and watches the first pitch changeup called for strike on the bottom edge, 0-1. So the Baysox have blown 7 saves this season. That's the second most in the Eastern League. Second to Altoona. Here's the 0-1. Misses wide, a curve, and the count evens. Altoona has blown 12 saves. They've had 23 save opportunities, converted 11. The Baysox have actually only had 10 save opportunities and converted 3. Here's the 1-1. This one lifted foul right side by Peguero. Count to 1-2. Well, this would be a good time for Liover Peguero's new trademark play, the double play. Coming into this series, he had only hit into 3 of them. In sense, he has now hit into 3 more. Runner at first, 1 away. The 1-2 pitch to Peguero is swung on and missed for strike 3. Well, not the double play, but Lucas will take it. Fastball inside as Peguero is down on strikes. 0 for 4 on the day for the right-hander, and there's 2 gone here in the 8th. Second strikeout for Lucas, 8th overall for Bowie pitching. They'll put the shift on for Sable, and Westberg at third will play a step in front of the baseline if Sable wants to try a bunt. First pitch. It's a fastball away, and the count opens at 1-0. 3 of the 4 batters so far for Lucas have seen first pitch balls. Peguero is the only one that saw a first pitch strike. Here's the 1-0. Slider misses outside, count to 2-0. Sable walked in the second inning. He scored the only run for Altoona so far today as Bowie leads 3-1 here in the bottom of the 8th. But since then, he struck out twice, both swinging, once in the 4th and then again in the 6th. 2-0 pitch. Called a strike. Fastball nicks the outside edge, and the count to 2-1. Sable is having a tougher time against fellow lefties this season, but his numbers really aren't hampered that much. He's still hitting .308. 2-0, or 2-1 rather, is a slider that misses away. Count to 3-1. Lucas on the season against fellow lefties has pitched them a little bit better. 6 strikeouts against 2 walks, a 1.38 whip. Against right-handers, that number at 1.68. But that's still relatively even, especially when you only have 18 1/3 innings, the 3-1. Fouled off left side out of play. And the count fills. Sable, a .455 average on full counts this year. Walks about 43% of the time, only strikes out about 1/5 of the time. And Jared Triolo will get a head start at first base. Well-placed ball here would score the run. But these wide alleys, they play him to pull on the outfield, but even so. There goes runner. The payoff is up the middle and perfectly placed Henderson, but it's off his wrist. He recovers and can't go anywhere with it. Oh, goodness. Well, they've taken one of Gunnar Henderson's errors off the board. I just now noticed that. I'm not sure which one it is specifically, because he ran into an issue in the first inning on a misplayed ball that allowed Liover Peguero to reach, and then did it again in the 6th. And they've not made a decision on whether or not that's an error here. They say error, so now I suppose that's the second error for Henderson. And the 6th at shortstop this season. I'm not sure which of the previous ones they took off the board and changed to a hit. I'll have to check in the next break. Here's Matt Gorski, first pitch, line to short, and off of Henderson's glove on a bounce. This is going to score 1 run. They're just knocking the ball to him constantly, and he's coming up short, and I really feel for him here. Gorski drives in the run. They'll probably call that a hit at 107 miles an hour. I don't blame him. But it's a 1-run game once again. Bowie still leads. It's 3-2. So RBI single for Gorski. It's an unearned run after the error. What doesn't change the tension of this scenario, and it leads to a mound visit as Aaron Shackelford steps into the box. So let's see really quick who they gave a single to when that probably should have been an error. They say Gorski, so that's Gorski's second hit now. So when he reached in the 6th inning, what was initially ruled as an error on Henderson is now ruled as a single by Gorski. So he's 2 for 4 on the day. As the brief mound visit is over, and Easton Lucas has to dance with Aaron Shackelford. Bowie has a right-hander tossing. As the lefty Lucas is in a bind. Altoona has a right-hander in the pen as well. Hard shift on for Shackelford. And the first pitch home is a slider called for strike, bottom edge, 0-1. Shackelford laid down a bunt single in the second inning, but it came with only one out on a well-executed stolen base and bunt that threw off the attention of the battery, led to the single. The 0-1 pitch. Shackelford checks his swing as the fastball comes in low, no appeal. Count runs even at 1. After that bunt single, Shackelford grounded out to first base in the 4th, and then to second base in the 7th. First and second here in the bottom of the 8th with 2 outs. Bowie leads 3-2. 1-1. Swing and a miss. Hardy wave and a curveball he had no business chasing at in the other batter's box. Count to 1-2. Shackelford is hitting better against his fellow lefties this season, a .296 mark. Lucas comes set. Fires the 1-2, and it's swung on and missed for strike 3. A half swing on a curveball away, and the home plate umpire makes the call. Lucas racks up 3 strikeouts in the 8th, but does allow an unearned run to score, inching Altoona closer. We're on to the 9th here in Altoona. Bowie leads 3-2. You're listening to Baysox Baseball. Saturday, July 2nd and Sunday, July 3rd. It's 2 of the largest fireworks shows of the season, all a part of the Baysox Independence Day weekend celebration. On Saturday, it's the post-game spectacular, sponsored by Royal Farms, and on Sunday, it's the Baysox Independence Day celebration with the biggest fireworks show of the season, sponsored by Johns Hopkins Community Physicians. 2 straight days of post-game fireworks at Prince George's Stadium, and you don't want to miss it, so get your tickets now at baysox.com.
There is a weekend in July where the baseball world revolves around a village in upstate New York. Baseball Hall of Fame Induction Weekend in Cooperstown is an unforgettable experience full of family-friendly activities and priceless moments. Make your plans today for July 22nd through 25th for the induction of Bud Fowler, Gil Hodges, Jim Cott, Minnie Minoso, Tony Oliva, Buck O'Neill, and David Ortiz as the class of 2022. Visit baseballhall.org today for the
Baseball is a game of specialists, base stealers, closers, cleanup hitters. Together, they help their team stand out from the rest. Specialists also help set Chesapeake Employers Insurance apart from other workers' compensation insurance companies. Our health services team includes orthopedic surgeons, nurse case managers, a physical therapist, and more, all to get your employee back to work, contain costs, and keep premiums down. That's teamwork. To learn more, connect with your agent or visit Chesapeake Employers at CEIWC.com.
Ninth inning here in Altoona as Bowie leads 3-2. Trying to increase one final time before going to the bottom of the 9th, hoping to get back into a winning column. Andrew Dashbach will lead off, 8-9-1 in the Bowie lineup set to bat here in this frame as Brad Case continues on the mound and fires a first pitch ball. Fastball misses just low to Dashbach. After Dashbach, it's Tavares, then Jordan Westberg. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Dashbach watches curveball miss low. It's 2-0. Well, that small ball play for Bowie in the 8th inning is massive now. After Adam Hall drew a 1-out walk. Didn't have to look at a single pitch, just watched them all sail by for a 4-pitch free pass. He stole second and scored on a single by Cody Roberts, the 2-0. Called a strike in the lower outside corner, a fastball from Case. It's 2-1. Dashbach on the day, 1 for 2, singled out the gut in the 4th inning, walked in the 2nd. Hasn't gotten past first base, though. He popped out to shortstop his last time up. Here's the 2-1 from Case. Misses way outside, a fastball, and the count to 3-1. Still a very beautiful day here, as we're still not even close to the dusk hour in Altoona, the 3-1. Curveball called a strike on the inside edge, and Dashbach realized count runs full. Case sets. He's up to 47 pitches. The payoff. Fouled off. Pitch in on the hands. Sent back to the screen on a low changeup, and the count stays. And then the bottom of the ninth, it'll be the bottom of the order for Altoona, 2 up. But Andres Alvarez will be the first batter, and he has tormented Bowie with 4 extra base hits just over the last 2 games. Another 3-2 to Dashbach. Up and in, ball 4. Had no issue laying off of that fastball, and that's the second walk given up by Case today. 4th overall for Altoona pitching. Now here's Davis Tavares. 2 sides meet again tomorrow for Game 5 in this series. It'll be Antonio Velez versus Luis Ortiz. Lefty on righty for that one. 6 o'clock first pitch in a 5:40 pregame show. Here's Tavares' first pitch. Called a strike, change up on the bottom edge, it's 0-1. If Bowie holds on today, they'll try to win the series tomorrow, and it would be their first series victory since the start of May when they took 4 of 6 from Harrisburg. The 0-1 pitch. Tavares watches fastball miss wide. Count goes even at 1. Now Tavares really follows a lot of the pitches hard when he's at the plate. He attacks with power, but he can't attack early. The 1-1. Curveball misses inside. No, call it a strike, inside edge. 1-2. But you can tell he's really thinking hard right now as he's watched all 3 pitches in this plate appearance. He's hit it to second every single time he's stepped up today. 2 ground outs and a pop out. The 1-2. Misses down and away. Another curveball, and the count evens. Runner at first here in the top of the 9th inning as Bowie leads 3-2. Altoona is glad to stick with Brad Case right now. Nobody warming. The 2-2 pitch to Tavares is bounced to third. Could be 2. Dashbach runs to second, but the throw beats him. Alvarez turns it back to first, and it's a double play. 4th double play that the Baysox have hit into today. Altoona turns them at a decent clip. They're up to 34 on the season, but still, when you're smack dab in the middle of it occurring, it hurts. That one goes 5-4-3. First one that Tavares has hit into this season with Bowie. And now back up to the top of the lineup with Jordan Westberg. First pitch. Right-hander takes a half swing and incidentally pokes it up the first base line. A fair ball picked up by the pitcher, and Case steps on the bag himself. Westberg checked his swing, so he didn't realize he had to take off. It's a rare 1 unassisted to end the inning. Baysox get a leadoff runner, but only send the minimum to the plate. We're on the bottom of the 9th here at PNG Field. Bowie leads 3-2. You're listening to Baysox Baseball.
Sky Shooter Displays by ZY Pyrotechnics will be lighting up the sky with top-of-the-line fireworks shows following Baysox games all season long. We will give you the best bang for your buck. Sky Shooter Displays include traditional shows, true pyro musicals, custom choreographed plays, and much more. The night sky is truly limitless, so don't be shy. Give ZY a try. Find out more by calling us at 570-328-1361 or visit us online, zypyrotechnics.com.
Get the best deals at Prince George's Stadium with weekly promotions all season. Tuesdays are Military Appreciation Night. Purchase a box seat at the ticket office with a proof of service and you'll only pay half price. Bring along your furry friend on Woof Wednesday, and it's the best happy hour around every Thursday from 5 to 6:30. $2 Bud and Bud Light drafts with other beer specials throughout the year, and live music to get your night started. It's always a great time at the ballpark, so get your tickets now at Baysox.com.
Most people don't know what a steam fitter is. More importantly, what we do and how much it impacts you. Just take a moment to think about what your world would look like if you didn't have the ability to generate electricity, to have heating or air conditioning, microchip production, internet service, web-based storage, cellular service, and frozen or refrigerated produce. Could you imagine? And these are just some of the things that we impact. Please visit steamfitters-602.org and let's talk about how we can bring value to you.
We move on to the bottom of the 9th here at PNG Field in Altoona. The Bowie Baysox trying to stave off another late rally from the curve and pick up their 5th win in 6 games. As the Baysox lead 3-2, it'll be the bottom three in the Altoona lineup due up to bat with a new pitcher on the mound. Right-hander Jensen Elliott fires the first to Andres Alvarez, and it's a fastball called for strike on the bottom edge, 0-1. Easton Lucas is done. He finished with 1 inning, gave up a hit and an unearned run, struck out 3 and walked 1. The 0-1 pitch, a half swing, he went. Home plate umpire just calls it straight up on a curveball away, and it's 0-2. After Alvarez, it's Brent Sitta and Lolo Sanchez, as Elliott had come set, but had it waved off for a second as Alvarez wasn't set in the box yet. But now he's set again and fires the 0-2. In there for strike 3. Pinpoint fastball on the outer half of the zone, and Elliott starts with a 3-pitch strikeout of one of the most dangerous hitters that the Baysox have faced over the last 2 days. Alvarez came into that plate appearance 2 for 3 with 2 doubles, but after his doubles, he's now struck out twice. Elliott faces Brent Sitta. Now with 1 out and the bases empty. First pitch. Fastball called a strike on the lower outside corner. It's 0-1. Elliott placing them perfectly against these right-handers on the outside edge. The 0-1 pitch. Sitta watches it away, a fastball. Count evens. Sitta doubled his last time up. Put a scare into Bowie, but was left stranded at second base in the 7th inning. As Bowie leads 3-2 in the bottom of the 9th. The 1-1. Line to third, and a diving grab by Westberg. Over to a knee on a 102-mile-an-hour screamer, and there's 2 outs in the inning. That's the second time today Westberg has taken away a line drive base hit with a great grab. And now 2 outs. Lolo Sanchez is the last hope for Altoona. Jensen Elliott looking for a 3-out save. First pitch. Sanchez watches curveball bounce in. Hopefully that's not a sign. 1-0 to start. Jensen Elliott, a 6'6", 231-pound right-hander, 19th round draft selection in 2019 from Oklahoma State. Fires the 1-0, and it's bounced over to short. Henderson scoops it at the shoulder. Double clutches, fires to first, and it's there. The Bowie Baysox are winners once again as they take down the Altoona Curve this evening, 3-2. A thrilling one, a late insurance run proves pivotal for the Baysox as Altoona made a late push of it themselves in the 8th inning, but Bowie holds on to pick up their 5th win in their last 6 games. We'll step aside for now, be back with Baysox postgame in just a little bit. You're listening to Baysox Baseball.
It takes time to get rich, flavorful coffee beans from the lush mountain regions of Colombia and Brazil to Royal Farms. But less than a minute to get yourself a delicious hot cup of the finest and freshest coffee in the world. Because Royal Farms' new Swiss-made coffee machines grind those rich, flavorful coffee beans and brew them one magnificent cup at a time. It's why Royal Farms makes the freshest and best coffee in the world. Real fresh, real fast. Royal Farms.
Fielder's Choice Flex Packs with the Bowie Baysox. The best value to see the best games at Prince George's Stadium. You could save up to 30% on your selected seat from day one and enjoy a number of exclusive member benefits, including flexible exchange options, discounts on suite rentals, special access to the Diamond View restaurant, and a free members collectible at your first home game of the year. Get your pack now by calling 301-464-4865 or heading online to baysox.com.
At DCA Imaging Systems, we provide a tenured team of office technology professionals ready to be your trusted advisors. From document creation, output devices, scanning and workflow, to document security and storage, we understand people print, not printers. Give DCA Imaging a call, 301-577-1021, or find out more about how we can help you. DCAimaging.com. DCA Imaging Systems, office technology made easy.
At Luminous Health, we want you to feel your best. This summer, take the time to catch up on your annual health screenings. Visit us at our Anne Arundel Medical Center, Doctors Community Medical Center, or one of our primary care offices in your neighborhood. At Luminous Health, you are the MVP. Learn more at luminoushealth.org.
It's now time for the Bowie Baysox post-game show. Let's head back to the ballpark with Matt Sabatis.
Well, a tense win for Bowie, but a good bounce-back win this evening as we get rolling with Baysox postgame here from PNG Field in Altoona after a 3-2 winner for the Bowie Baysox this evening over the Altoona Curve. Matt Sabatis with you from the ballpark in Altoona as we get ready to recap this one in depth, play you some key highlights out of the Bowie winner, and then we'll look around the rest of the Eastern League and the Orioles organization as a whole, see how some of the other teams in the circuit and in the farm system are holding up. But first, let's recap. We take you all the way back in time to the faraway land of 6:01 p.m. when the first pitch came home from Kyle Nicholas to Jordan Westberg, and after a 2-0 count, Westberg saw a pitch he liked and served it over toward third base. It ate up Jared Triolo, and he really didn't have much of a play for it at all. All that mattered is that Westberg was aboard. He eventually moved to second on a wild pitch and then to third on a single by Hudson Haskin, but unfortunately, Adam Hall hit into a double play and ended the inning before the Baysox could bring an early run across. In the bottom of the first, Altoona went down quietly against Ryan Watson. A ground out and a flyout opened it, but then Leover Peguero reached on an error at short by Gunnar Henderson. Peguero was then instantly caught stealing, though, so it wasn't much of an issue against Watson. On to the top of the second inning, and Cody Roberts, after a day off yesterday, he came in and made sure he returned to the lineup loudly. 2-2. Here's a drive out to left field toward the corner. Sanchez running. He looks up, and it is gone. Cody Roberts says goodbye. His fourth home run of the season is a leadoff solo shot here in the second. Bowie leads once again. It's 1-0. Baysox would get another base runner in that frame after two quick outs from Nicholas. Andrew Dashbach drew a walk, but he was left stranded. Fourth home run of the season for Roberts, RBI number 20, and it sent us on to the bottom of the second as Ryan Watson was trying to hold the lead. Unfortunately, that wouldn't happen as Blake Sable opened by drawing a walk. It would be the only one that Watson dealt on the day, but after striking out Matt Gorski, Aaron Shackelford laid down a perfect bunt single, and it was well executed by both the batter and the runner on base because Blake Sable at first took off for second base, and that drew the eyes and ears of the battery. So Watson and Cody Roberts behind the plate were focused on the runner, and as soon as Shackelford laid down that bunt, there was just that slight hesitation before both the pitcher and the catcher were able to pounce on the ball, and by the time they got there, everyone was safe. So it was a very well executed bunt single for Aaron Shackelford. That set up a big opportunity for Andres Alvarez to come in with runners at first and second and one away. Alvarez continued to torment Bowie pitching. Watson sets behind that right ear, drops down to the waist. Fires the 1-2. Curveball lofted out toward deep left center. Dashbach running, looking for the wall, looking up, and it's over his head. One hops the wall. This could score one run, maybe two, as the runner from first stops at third, but rounding from second is Sable. He's down to score. The game is tied at 1 on Andres Alvarez's one-out RBI double. So that made it a 1-1 game. Fortunately, though, after that double, Watson rebounded because it was second and third with only one out. The Baysox were in quite a pickle there. Watson got a ground out to short. Runners couldn't go anywhere. Lolo Sanchez lined out to third. The inning was over. Watson kept it at a tie game, and that set up Bowie in the top of the third to retake the lead. As Jordan Westberg opened the frame by bouncing a ball to short, but Leover Peguero couldn't scoop it, hit off of his wrist, and he was charged with an error. Gunnar Henderson followed with a single to right field. It turned out to be his only hit of the game, but it put Jordan Westberg to third base, and then Hudson Haskin stepped up and gave Bowie the lead again. They both poked their heads out trying to see if they could find it. The 2-1, Haskin drills it out to the right field corner. Frazier running back. He's got it squared, and against the warning track makes the catch, but that gives Jordan Westberg plenty of time. He tags and scores. Bowie has the 2-1 lead. Haskin, that's his second night with an RBI and his second night with a sacrifice fly and an RBI. That gave Bowie the 2-1 advantage, and while they did still get another base runner on, a single by Adam Hall, Gunnar Henderson was caught stealing in the midst of that inning, and the Baysox were limited to just the one run against Kyle Nichols. But Ryan Watson, boy, did he take that opportunity and run with it. He picked up a perfect third inning and then struck out 2 in the fourth en route to another perfect frame. He worked 8 straight outs at one point. between the end of the second all the way through the end of the fourth. And while the Baysox did get some runners on base in the fourth, a one-out walk by J.D. Mundy and then a single by Andrew Dashbach, they would unfortunately strand both of those runners aboard and send the game on into the fifth. When the Baysox got going in the fifth, Gunnar Henderson struck out swinging, and Kyle Nicholas was just into a bit of a spat with Hudson Haskin. It was interesting. Haskin had drawn a 3-0 count, fouled off a fastball from Nicholas, and I'm glad I picked up on it as quickly as I did, because the fastball from Nicholas was about 4 miles an hour slower than where he normally sits, and he was clearly wrong in some way, because as soon as he threw it, he stopped, stepped off the rubber, and waved for the trainer and his manager. So an immediate pitching change, as something was up with Nichols. Hopefully it's nothing serious. We don't get too many updates on here, especially on the visiting radio. But Haskin stepped up against the new pitcher, Brad Case, and immediately singled, but he was taken out on a double play that Adam Holland hit into. And that little turn, as Bowie went down for the second time on a double play, that gave a little bit of life to Altoona, because it looked like they were smelling some blood in the water as Bowie missed out on another opportunity. In the bottom of the fifth, Andres Alvarez picked up another double, an automatic double that bounced over the left center field wall. Brent Sitta was hit by a pitch to put runners at first and second to start the inning, and then Lolo Sanchez laid down a sacrifice bunt to push them both into scoring position. But again, just like in the second inning, Watson was not deterred with second and third and only one out. He got Matt Frazier to pop out and held on against Jared Triolo. The payoff to Triolo. Popped up, left side, out toward shallow left. Henderson backing up, called off by Dashbach, and he makes a late charge in to finally scoop it at the shoulder. A tense inning averted by Ryan Watson after a leadoff double and a hit by pitch. He strands both runners in scoring position and sends us on to the sixth. That was a good one for Bowie as they led 2-1. And a lot of this was also helped by the Bowie defense as the day progressed. In the top of the sixth, Bowie did get 2 more singles, but another double play ruined their chances at adding on any more insurance. But it didn't matter, because in the bottom of the sixth, after Matt Gorski singled with 2 outs, Cody Roberts caught him trying to steal second. Runner takes off. The 0-1 is called a strike. Throw to second. They got him again. Cody Roberts throws out his second runner, and it's a carbon copy of the first inning. 2 quick outs, an error at short, and a caught stealing. Another 2-6 as Roberts has nabbed his 9th stolen base attempt this season. Roberts has been excellent behind the dish. He's now taken out 9 potential base stealers in 12 opportunities. At this point, they just might stop running entirely, as he's just a rock-solid presence behind the plate for Bowie this season, and he would come up later if you stick around for the rest of this highlight recap. Game moved on to the top of the 7th. The Baysox went down in order against Brad Case. Valiant effort from Case. Got to give him credit as he finished out the back half of this game while coming in a lot earlier than he probably anticipated to. In the bottom of the 7th, Altoona went down quietly. They did get a 2-out double from Brent Sitta. That extended his hit streak to 8 consecutive games, a season's-long streak for him. But Morgan McSweeney was able to keep them quiet. McSweeney finished with 2 scoreless innings of relief. In the top of the 8th, after Hudson Haskin grounded out to third base to open the frame, Adam Hall drew a 4-pitch walk against Case. That would be one of only 2 walks that Case let up. And Hall, with that great speed of his, he's usually one to go on the first pitch after he reaches base. He did. He stole second base, and that set up our friend Cody Roberts to give Bowie insurance into the bag. But the 0-2 pitch comes into Roberts, and it's lofted to left field for a base hit. Let's see if this scores the run. It dies on the grass as Sanchez picks and fires home, but it's cut off. RBI single for Cody Roberts. His 3rd hit of the day and his 2nd ribby is some big insurance for Bowie. They lead 3-1. Turned out that insurance would be very, very necessary. As the game moved into the bottom of the 8th, Easton Lucas took over on the mound. He struck out Matt Frazier to open, but walked Jared Triolo. Then another strikeout of Leover Peguero, and it looked like Lucas might have been able to get out of the frame quickly. However, an error at shortstop by Gunnar Henderson put the runner to second base and extended the inning. Matt Gorski stepped to the plate, and he finally got back onto the horse after what was a slow start to the game. In the next break, here's Matt Gorski, first pitch, line to short, and off of Henderson's glove on a bounce. This is going to score 1 run. They're just knocking the ball to him constantly, and he's coming up short, and I really feel for him here. Gorski drives in the run. They'll probably call that a hit at 107 miles an hour. I don't blame him. But it's a one-run game once again. Bowie still leads. It's 3-2. Now, because of the earlier error, that run was unearned on Easton Lucas, but doesn't take away the sting still, as it did cut the game to just that one-run lead. Fortunately, though, Lucas was able to strand the following two runners, struck out Iron Shackelford to end the inning, and sent it on to the ninth. Brad Case did walk Andrew Dashbach to open the frame, but another double play, this one hit into by Davis Tavares, was the fourth double play that Bowie hit into in the game, and it led to just a 3-up, 3-down inning for Case when Jordan Westberg grounded out to the first base side. In the bottom of the ninth, Bowie went into the bullpen one final time and pulled out Jensen Elliott, and boy, did he pitch well. Andres Alvarez struck out on 3 pitches. Brent Sitta lined out hard to third, and Lolo Sanchez, representing the final hope for Altoona, stepped up and grounded out. Fires the 1-0, and it's bounced over to short. Henderson scoops it at the shoulder. Double clutches, fires to first, and it's there. The Bowie Baysox are winners once again as they take down the Altoona Curve this evening, 3-2. So there's your final. Bowie scores 3 runs on 10 hits. It's the sixth consecutive game that the Baysox have collected at least 10 hits. They did commit 2 errors and left on 7 total runners. Altoona scores 2 runs on 6 hits with 1 error. They left on 7. As Ryan Watson picks up the win, his 3rd of the season, as he's now 3-1. Kyle Nicholas takes the loss. He falls to 0-2. Jensen Elliott earns the save, his 1st of the season with Bowie. Game was played in 2 hours and 24 minutes in front of a paid attendance here at People's Natural Gas Field of 4,627. That's a stark difference from the 309 game we saw yesterday. Bowie, with the win, moves up to 19-28. Their one-game losing streak is over, as the Baysox are now 8-13 on the road and 6-11 in games decided by 1 run. With the loss, Altoona falls to 23-26 on the season, a 1-game losing streak for the Curve. Altoona is now 12-13 in front of their home crowd at PNG Field, and 8-11 in games decided by 1 run. Two sides will meet again tomorrow as the Baysox will try to pick up their first series win since early May. It'll be a 6 o'clock first pitch with Antonio Velez set to start for Bowie. We'll preview that game more in depth in our next segment. As for now, we step aside and get ready to look around the Eastern League and the Orioles organization, see how the other squads on the farm are doing. But again tonight, it's Bowie 3, Altoona 2. We're back after this. You're listening to Baysox Postgame.
Everyone deserves a great smile, and Rad Orthodontics is here to help you, Bowie Baysox fans. Rad Orthodontics accepts most insurance, and whether it's braces or Invisalign aligners, anyone can get the smile they've always wanted with our flexible payment options. With 2 of the country's leading orthodontists right here in the DC area, we love to see Baysox fans smile with confidence. So get that amazing smile you deserve. Visit radsmile.com today and book your free consult. That's radsmile.com for Rad Orthodontics, official smile provider of the Bowie Baysox.
Well, it's the most special day of the year at Prince George's Stadium, and it comes your way Friday, July 29th. It's the 23rd Navy Night, presented by Navy Federal Credit Union. Join the United States Naval Academy class of 2026 and take in the Baysox as they face off against the Altoona Curve. It all comes your way on Friday, July 29th, and first pitch is scheduled for 7:05 with some fantastic post-game fireworks. The 23rd Annual Navy Night at Prince George's Stadium. So get your tickets now at baysox.com.
From sprains to stitches, sore throats to stomach aches, and pulled muscles to poison ivy, care is around the corner at Patient First. Walk in to see a doctor from 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. every day of the year. X-rays, lab tests, and prescription drugs are on site, and most major insurance plans are accepted. For routine illnesses and injuries, Patient First is here for you. Patient First, the name fits.
Patient First, proud partner of the Bowie Baysox, open 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. every day.
Back one final time to PNG Field in Altoona as we continue on with Baysox postgame. Matt Sabatis with you as the Baysox take down the Curve today, 3-2. Bowie back on the winning track, and they've won 5 of their last 6 games. But for now, let's take a look around the Eastern League, see how some of the other teams in the circuit are squared up. There are plenty of games still in action. Of course, a lot of them on a Friday probably got going around 6:30 or 7, and there is one doubleheader that's still in progress as well. Akron and Richmond, they got rained out on Wednesday, and instead of playing the doubleheader on Thursday, they elected to play it today, and Akron took game 1 of the Twin Bill, using 3 runs in the third and then again in the fourth to win 6-2. They nearly shut out Richmond before Richmond put on their runs in the top of the 7th. And right now, it's a back-and-forth battle in the second game. Akron fell behind 3-0 early. The Squirrels played it all 3 runs in the first, but then they eventually tied the game at 3 after 2 innings. Richmond retook the lead in the third with 2 runs. Akron scored a run in the bottom of the third, but now Richmond is pushed back ahead to a 2-run advantage thanks to a run in the fourth. They're in the top of the 5th now in Game 2 at Canal Park, and it's Richmond 6, Altoona 4, as the Squirrels look to split that Twin Bill. Harrisburg was taking it to Erie for quite a long time this evening, but the Seawolves are showing some late life. Harrisburg collected 5 runs on 13 hits and led 5-0 after 5.5 innings, but now Erie has put on 3 runs, and as the game stretches to the 8th inning at UPMC Park up in Erie, it's Harrisburg 5, Erie 3. Hartford is rolling against Reading right now. They did give up a 4 spot to the Phils in the 4th, but Hartford still leads 9-4 out at Dunkin' Donuts Park as that game has moved into the 6th inning. And it's a tight one over at Mirabito Stadium as Binghamton and Somerset traded runs in the 1st inning, and the Ponies put on 1 run in the 3rd, holding on to a slim 2-1 advantage in the bottom of the 6th out in New York. One game postponed today. New Hampshire and Portland saw a bit of rain out at Delta Dental Stadium. They plan to make that up as part of a doubleheader tomorrow. Around the Orioles organization, it's actually a bit of an interesting day for some of the teams in the circuit. Aberdeen is making a late push to try and come back from a 3-0 deficit. They trail just 3-1 now in the top of the 6th against Hudson Valley. They put on a late run yesterday after trailing 1-0 for quite a while to win 2-1, so it's not outside their wheelhouse to make that big jump. Delmarva is on top of Myrtle Beach in the top of the 4th right now in South Carolina. It's 5-1 Shorebirds. And Norfolk is in danger of blowing a massive lead at the moment. They're in the top of the 5th out at Harbor Park. The Tides put on 4 runs in the first, then 2 more runs in the second, and again in the third. They led 8-0. Then the Jumbo Shrimp, that's the Miami affiliate, put on 4 runs in the 4th. They're currently in the midst of a 3-run top of the 5th inning. So what was an 8-0 game is now an 8-7 game. But Jacksonville doesn't have anyone on, and there are 2 outs in that 5th inning. So Norfolk can quell that rally, but they might need to start putting on some insurance soon. Whatever the case, the score that we care about most on this production, and I say it every day, is that of Bowie's. And today, it's a big, tense 1-run winner, 3-2 over the Altoona Curve. These 2 sides will meet again tomorrow as the Baysox will try to pick up the series win. It would be their first series win since they took 4 of 6 from Harrisburg, headed into the month of May. I actually can't even say 4 of 6. It was only 3 of 5. I completely forgot about that postponed game that got shifted to next week against the Harrisburg Senators. It's going to be 7 games in 6 days for Bowie. So that was still a series win, but they took 3 of 5 and not 4 of 6. That's just my simple mistake there. But the Baysox will try to make it 4 of 6 against Altoona when they take the field tomorrow. Left-hander Antonio Velez will get the start for the Baysox, a 1-5 record and a 6.69 ERA. Right-hander Luis Ortiz will go for the Curve, 1-2 record, a 4.74 ERA for Ortiz. Every game this series starting at 6 o'clock, and tomorrow's no exception, which means a DCA Imaging Systems pregame show of 5:40. If you've got the time, hope you stop by, but for now we say goodbye. Thank you for joining us as Bowie takes down Altoona this evening 3-2. This is Matt Sabatis saying talk to you tomorrow.
Thanks for listening to Bowie Baysox Baseball. We hope you enjoyed today's game and join us next time for another exciting broadcast coming up soon. This has been a presentation of the Bowie Baysox.